Hello YouTube, and fine howdy do to the folks over on Twitch as well. Welcome to Captain Mac Live, the show where we randomly decide to do live streams without any notification whatsoever and hope that people show up to watch. Today we're going to be flying our CRJ again. We flew it yesterday on a training flight, and this is going to be training flight number 2. And today's training flight is going out to Kevin. He's a sponsor of the channel, he's a longtime subscriber, good friend, and he requested this flight quite a while ago, and I figure we need some more work in this thing, and so we'll see how it goes. So how's everybody doing today? I see we got R. Bauer on here, Jay's on here. Jay's a sponsor of the channel. Fantastic, thanks for joining us, guys. Dog Tag, I know he's here. He sent me a text message, asked me to do a live stream because he's bored at work. Way to go there, Dog Tag. Jody Miller's here as well. Silas is in here. Alexis Slayer is in here as well. How you guys doing today? Everybody having a good time? I know that Dog Tag's stuck at work, so he's probably not having a good time, but hey, now you got a live stream to watch and kill some time, right? So you can see that we're loading baggage right now in our CRJ, and we are in a cold and dark state, just like we were before. We should hear people loading, right? Nothing. Crickets. Anyway, here we are on the flight deck. You can see that I used Dave over here to open some doors, whatever. We'll turn that off real quick. So, after careful consideration from yesterday, it was a good flight. It was a lot of fun. I had a great time with that one, especially having to land on a dirt runway was really a good time. So, I figure we're going to do another flight in it today, but we're going to do it just a little bit different. And I'm going to stick strictly to the checklists rather than using the tutorial like we did yesterday. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see if that works out for me and whatnot, but yeah, it is what it is. So moving on here, I'm taking a look at my weather real quick. Wind is 190 at 16 knots. Wow. 16. Oh, by the way, we're at DFW and we're going to be flying down to Pensacola. Now, I've never flown into Pensacola, so that should be interesting. That being said, there was a recommendation to grab scenery from, I forget who it was. I forget the name of the company. But anyway, there's the scenery out there. Looks really good. Unfortunately, I just don't have the money right now. So not able to grab the scenery. So we're going to have to fly into default, which of course we know is probably going to be ugly. But it is what it is, right? So no set schedule, Dog Tag. That's not how I roll. Jody's at work and bored as well, so fantastic. And we got somebody on here. Georgios is on here from Cyprus. Welcome, Georgios. Great to have you here. So yeah, what do you say we get started? I don't want to spend as much time on the ground as we did yesterday. We were on the ground for quite a while. So jumping right into our safety check, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and throw Dave on.
My name is Dave. I'm ready. Are you ready too?
Yeah, you take forever, Dave. Go to the checklist here and then safety check. So I have this exact same checklist in front of me. I printed it out. It's the normal operating checklist. And so what I'm going to do is we're going to come back over here to the checklist after we take care of everything that's on the checklist, right? So that's why I have it in front of me instead of trying to bounce back and forth between here and what we're supposed to do. So hopefully everybody's tracking on this. So first things first is the circuit breakers, which are back here. They are modeled. Everything is modeled, right? So model means that it's visually present, but they are not simulated. They don't do anything. No circuit breaker actions in here. So nose wheel steering switch needs to be off. That is this guy here. There we go. It's off now. Hydraulic pumps all need to be off. Those are up top here. Hydraulic pumps. So middle position is off. That's on. And then all the way down is auto. So middle position for all of those is off, and we're good. Landing gear lever in the down position. It is. That's good. We want it there. Flight spoilers at 0, which they are. Slats and flaps at 0, which they are. Radar is off. I didn't turn it on, so I don't know why it would be on, but radar is down here. There it is in the off position. So if you can't see that real well, just trust me, it's in the off position. Let's see. ADG manual release. What's that again? ADG manual release. This is where the manual comes in handy, right? But I'm trying to do it without the manual. So, okay, somebody down in the comments, tell me what ADG manual release is, because now all of a sudden I'm drawing a blank. Okay, I'll move on while you guys help me out with that one, okay? Emergency flap switch normal, that's way down here. Emergency flaps in the oh, there's the ADG right there. Hey, fantastic. Okay, we solved that. Battery master switch needs to come on, and then APU and AC electrics as required. Now, it'd be great if you could hook up ground power to this, but as far as I know, there's no way to hook up ground power, right? Options. Oh wait, ground services and maintenance. That's what we want right there. Wheel blocks. Let's put those on. Let's put the ground power on. That's kind of funny. Oh, that's kind of funny. Okay, so we're going to use ground power. So let's jump up and now we didn't use ground power yesterday. So battery on. That's the APU generator, not the battery. Battery on. And then it says AC available. So I'm assuming we can click on that and it's in use. There we go. Fantastic. That works out well. Get rid of those real quick. So there's how you put ground power on the aircraft. And then, let's see, IRS goes to nav. Those are way back here on this aircraft. So right click each of these one time. Emergency equipment, check. Gear and safety pins, airplane documents. Hydraulic 3A pump, we'll leave it off. We're not worried about it. And then it's FMC initialization needs to be completed. So, position initialization first. So in the tutorial, they walk you through putting in an airport, all that. We're not doing that. Go to the next page. Grab, so the FMS position might be different than the GNSS position. Okay, so this is your current GPS position. This is supposed to be the last known FMS position. So I recommend grab that one. Go back to the previous page, put it in there, and there we go. We're golden. Okay, you can go to the next page on this. Nope, that's good. We're good. Okay, so then go to flight plan, and we're going to have to build our route here. So we're going from DFW over to Pensacola's KPNS. Hopefully Kevin will be able to hop on here. He's probably driving today. Alternate airport. Let me pop it up here. What's our alternate? It is KNSE. And boy, that generator's loud, isn't it? Can you guys hear me all right with the generator? KNSE. I'm not putting an originating runway right now because I don't know what runway we're going to be taking. Flight number will be 2336 as always. If I can click on the 6, there we go. And execute that and go to performance initialization. Now, instead of messing with this, let's go over and have a talk with Dave. So if we go back to the home page here and go to payload and fuel. Now, here's the kicker right here. Let me, we gotta pop this up for you guys real quick. And we haven't even built the flight plan yet. We'll do that in a minute. Let me pop this up for you guys here. Not charts. I need this guy. Bam. There we go. Alright. And then I gotta pop it up for me too. I gotta pop it up 2 times. Okay. There it is for me. Alright. So this is the CRJ manager for Prepared 3D version 4. We're flying the CRJ 700. Everything's gravy, right? So we've got our packs maxed out because we're supposed to be able to carry 70 apparently, but whatever. So we got 62 packs in there. Now here's the kicker though. It's telling us our block fuel requires 8,256 pounds. But on my flight plan it says, and this is from PFPX where I made sure I had a CRJ profile in there, it says we need 12,773 pounds. Well, that's a pretty big difference, isn't it? I mean, that is literally a difference of 4,500 pounds. So guess what we're going with? 12,000, as close as we can. 12,723 is what's in here. Now, I'm not using this to load the fuel. But the problem we're having here is this thing is, yesterday we had to divert and then land on a dirt runway because this thing clearly is not planning the fuel properly. And I have to be perfectly honest with you, that's just absolutely ridiculous to me. Like, seriously, 6 years to put this aircraft together and your manager doesn't work right. It doesn't provide the proper information. I'm really honestly very perturbed and confused by that. So we're not going to be using this guy. Off you go. Bye. So we're going to be using 12,000, as close as we can, 12,773 pounds of fuel. You can see I put it in Dave as 12,779 pounds of fuel. Okay. And then when you hit set payload and fuel, it also gives you your center of gravity and your takeoff trim of 7.7. Now I want to copy the data to the performance initialization. And I click on it, and I don't know if it does anything because, you know, the button doesn't highlight or anything like that. So somebody was asking me yesterday, somebody who happens to be on this live stream, is the airplane worth it? Well, yes and no. I mean, come on now. you couldn't do something as simple as making the button, I don't know, flash a little or something so that I know the data's been sent over? I have to actually go over here to check it. Okay, so that's obnoxious to me. Let's be honest. This is supposed to be an in-depth simulation of the CRJ, and it's not terrible. It's not terrible at all, but little things like that to me make a big difference. So I start going through the forums. Hey Joe, how you doing, buddy? I start going through the forums, and let me tell you what irks me. Let me tell you what ticks me off. Okay, you go into the forums, and you got the guys from the company in there, specific individuals. I'm not going to name them out. I'm not trying to call any individual out. This is a company issue, in my opinion. Who are kind of being jerks about stuff like this. Not this particular issue. This is one I just came up with. But, you know, people are asking different questions about this thing, and the response is basically, yeah, I don't know what to tell you. You know, or, yeah, we don't have any intention to do anything about that. This rolls into actually what I really want to rant about today, and that's TopCat. Same company, right? TopCat, PFPX, same company. Somebody told me yesterday, or asked me yesterday, hey, you got a good TopCat profile for this. Nope. You know why? Because when they made TopCat, they made it so that you couldn't import or create new profiles for it. They have to create the profiles. But they said a long time ago, apparently, we're not going to do any new profiles for this. We're not going to do it. Excuse me? I paid money for a program that you specifically made in such a way that I can't update it for new aircraft and stuff, knowing that I would need to, and then you just decide to drop all support for it. And then in the forums, I kid you not, I find a forum post that's talking about this very issue, and somebody from the company, again, not going to name an individual, somebody from the company goes in there and says, as far as we're concerned, this issue is closed, and so I'm closing this thread. Excuse me? Really? That's your response to your customers? Your customers who spent money on a program, gave you money. They're on here telling you, listen, we want this program to be able to do more, and if you're not willing to do it, that's fine. Just give us a way to do it, and we'll do it. And your response is, we're gonna close this thread. We're not even gonna allow the discussion to take place. Well, that to me is crap. That's a bunch of crap. So there is no TopCat profile for the CRJ, and apparently no way of getting one. Now, some people apparently have figured out a way, but I can't seem to figure that out for myself. And so we're stuck without a TopCat profile, and apparently it doesn't seem like they're that interested in addressing some of the little finer points that people are saying about this particular aircraft. So there you have it. Yeah, I'm going to blame Dave, Jody. Visually check instead of just taking the checklist for a word, right? Yeah, you would. Let's see. Joe says, interesting aircraft to fly for sure, but I just don't think it's better than some others. You know, honestly, I think the 717 is better too, to be honest with you. So if you're torn between, say, a 717 from TFDI and the Aerosoft CRJ, well, if you don't have to have a CRJ, I'd go with the 717. I'm telling you right now. All right. Yep, just in time for the rant, Scotty. you guys killing me, man. All right. So let's get on with the program here, okay? So we've got our performance data in here now. Cruise altitude is supposed to be flight level 370 for us today. And I'm with you on this one, Dog Tag. I am going to go, now remember, yeah, it's going to tell us invalid entry, right? Because somebody in their infinite wisdom decided that you have to put the full 1,000 in there. Now, whether or not that's accurate, that's 370,000, by the way. That's probably a little too much. Whether or not that's accurate to the real aircraft, I don't know. But when I get an opportunity to have my friends who are CRJ pilots in the real world over here, I will clarify and verify that, right? All right, let's execute that. Go to VNAV setup real quick. And then for the climb out, I'm okay with 250 for the climb out, but for the descent, I want it to be 240. You know, and honestly, it doesn't really make that much of a difference because you're the one who has to control the speed anyway, right? There's no auto throttle in the aircraft, and that's fine. That is realistic for the aircraft, right? Okay, so we got our performance initialization done, but we still haven't done our flight plan, so let's take care of that. So departing DFW, right, distance 523 nautical miles. Let's go to departure and arrival, and we are scheduled for the Dallas 4 departure. Let's go next page. Dallas 4, and coming off at SWB. There we go. And we still haven't chosen a runway yet, so let me take a peek here real quick at my charts. I know, that's another thing too. Every other aircraft in P3D, you can still hear it when you change windows, but Aerosoft, you can't. So yeah, that makes perfect sense, guys. Thanks for that. Okay, anyway, we're at Terminal A. Wind is 190, so 17 right is the closest to us, so that's probably what we're going to take is 17 right. Get my flight plan back up there, and go back to... I don't want to do that yet. We need to go back to our index. What am I looking for here? Flight plan. Here we go. Originating runway. That's what I'm looking for now. What runway did? Now I can't remember what runway I said because it takes me 5 minutes to get back to the right page. 17 right. Okay, 17 right. 17 right. That's going to be our originating runway. There we go. Execute that. Back to our departure and arrival. And let's just make sure everything's in. So Dallas 4. Yeah, see, it doesn't give runways. That's kind of weird. Anyway, back to the index. And then our arrival. There is no arrival actually into... come on, brain function. There is no arrival into Pensacola. Right? So here we are on page 1. Let's go to page 2 here. And then via and 2, right? So out to SWB and then it's direct to MCB. So we should be able to just type that in, right? MCB. And we should be able to put it in right here. Let's find out. Oh, it worked. Fantastic. Okay, direct to MCB. And then it's J50. So let's see if we can get the airways to work, right? J50. Over here. Hey, that's actually working. Fantastic. To CEW. CEW. And there we go. And then if we go to our legs, so we got MCB. So that's, wait a minute. That's not right. That's not right at all. Go back to departure arrival. It's not right. Departure is Dallas 4. Ah, there's why. Let's get rid of those real quick. Okay, so runway 17 right on the Dallas 4 departure. Ah, I keep doing that. Son of a gun. 17 right. Next page is up here. Dallas 4 departure out to SWB. Now, let's execute that. Now, it should be in the legs page. It's still not. It just goes T... Well, maybe it is. TTT, Claire. Let me look at the departure. I haven't looked at the departure yet. Departure. Just waiting for my internet to load up. There we go. So, wow, this thing serves a lot of airports. So it's the TTT, and then for us it's Claire, Poten, Tech B, whatever. Oops, go back. And then SWB from Tech B. Yep, that looks right. And then from there it should go MCB. So let's grab this one, put it right there. And MCB, then CEW. I gotta look at the flight plan again to verify that. MCB to CEW on the jetway. I don't know if those are the only two waypoints or not, but that looks good. So execute. Alright, so we should be good on that now. It's showing flight level 370 there. Yep, I think we're looking good here now. Okay, so that takes care of all of that. VNAV page is already set up, so why don't we calculate V speeds with Dave? Go back to the home page, V speeds. So Dave says V1 is 132. Let's set that. I think you have to click these twice. I really do. Okay, let's see. We got it in there now? Yep, so we got VT is 193, V2 is 142, rotate, and V1 at 132. 132, 142, 193. Fantastic. Thank you, my love. I appreciate it. My lovely wife just brought me something to drink. Alright. Ah, that's better. I needed that. Okay, so I think our V speeds are good. That's for flaps 8. Now, if we wanted to go flaps 20, we would have, they would change, right? What is set takeoff, I wonder? Maybe you just set all the takeoff V speeds at once, and then you can do the same thing for landing. Just set all the landing V speeds. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, okay, let's go back over to our... actually, let's go to our checklist over here on Dave, since we're already over there, right? Well, we're back over there now. Checklist. Okay, so safety check is done. Circuit breakers are closed. Nose wheel steering is off. Hydraulic pumps are off. Landing gear is down. Spoilers are at 0. Slats and flaps are also at 0. I think that's what it's lever set actual position. I don't know. What is that supposed to mean? I don't know. Anyway. We're going to leave them at 0. Radar is off. ADG manual release is stowed. Emergency flaps are normal. APU is not on. We're running on ground power right now. And then AHRS magnetic. IRS is nav. Emergency equipment. All of these things aren't even on there. Hydraulic 3A. Actually, we left it off. So it's as required. We left it off. I think we're fine. And then we're complete with the FMS initialization, which takes us to our originating checks. So, yeah, good times, right? Am I missing anything over here in the comments? What do we got going on in comments here, guys? 95+% of the time the CRJ is great. Yeah, I would agree with that. Whiskey. No whiskey for me. HP Flyboy, okay, thank you very much. Won't be up till 5 a.m. watching this time, though. Have a great day, buddy. Take care. TKM, set takeoff. Oh, okay, it sets all the speeds at once. Fantastic. Okay. Yeah, I'm still learning. Give me a break, dog tag. Calm down, Yusuf. You know, Yusuf reminds me of, what's his name? Where's our guy? Where's our 777 pilot? He's always says doesn't matter, just fly. All right. Okay, moving into the originating checks then. We're not going to do an outside walk around. We're not worried about that. Internal and external pre-flight checks are complete. Pedal seats and harnesses are adjusted. Crew and oxygen masks are checked and fine. Audio warning panel is Captain Mac cough for you there is good. Electrical power panel. So all gens need to go to auto, which they are now, so that's good. Fire detection and FireX monitor test. So what you're supposed to do on this guy is you got to, was it this one or this one? I think it was this one. And then you hold this down for 5 seconds. And it either shows up on this one or the other one. Maybe it's the other one, because I'm not seeing anything showing up on here. Oh, there we go. Fire system. Okay, so you hold it for 5 seconds, and when you release it, it's done. Okay, so that one's good. External lights panel checked. So on the external lights, nav lights can go on, logo lights can go on, and wing inspection lights can go on. And we don't really need any lights inside right now. I think we're good on those. Do the overhead lights work? Probably got to turn them on. Oh, that's just the brightness, right? Okay. Let's turn passenger seats and seat belts to auto. Emergency lights to arm. We don't need taxi recognition lights on yet. Let's see. That's on. That's armed and reset, so that's good there. Fuel panel check. So as far as the fuel panel goes, right now they're not. Well, they're on now. Okay, good. They're on. Fantastic. APU panel as required. We're not doing anything with the APU. At start panel is checked. So the start panel, all these lights should be off, which is good. ELT switch, we already armed that. Cabin pressure panel checked. What is our landing altitude in Pensacola? It's going to be really low. Let me find it here. It is 121 feet. Told you it was going to be really low. You guys didn't believe me, did you? Alright, 121 feet. So, the way we set that is it shows up on this guy. Landing elevation down at the bottom here. You see where it shows at 0. And so, this guy's got to come all the way down. That's what they said before, wasn't it? Or was it this one? Went all the way, manual rate went all the way to decrease? That's kind of weird. But anyway, 121 feet. So, it'll probably give us 120. There we go, 120 feet. I don't know why that was all the way down to decrease. I don't remember. But anyway, these guys are as they're supposed to be right there, so those are good. And let's see what else. Ice detector tests complete. We can't do this one because we still don't know how to clear off all of those warnings, those notifications. So windshield switches on low. That's these two here. Right click them once each. There we go. Emergency light switch armed. Again, we already armed it, right? Didn't we just have that one on our checklist? No, that was the ELT switch. Okay, emergency light switch is already armed. That's this one down here. There we go. It's armed. Stall test, only on first flight of the day. So stall test is... I'm trying to remember which button it is now. It's not up here. That's why. Get rid of that. Stall test. Click and hold. There we go. Stall test complete. Bam. Moving on. Nose wheel steering switch is off. Clocks, we're not worried about those. IFS control panel, it just says checked. Okay. Well, I mean, other than changing the range on this, there's really nothing for us to do with the IFS control panel. That's this guy right here. So you got your range, and then you got your different modes here. That's your nav, map, plan mode, TCAS, and so on, right? Okay, so we're going to leave that on map mode. Instrument panels, check. So what we need to do is set the barrel on that first, because it's going to stare me in the face. That should be on FMS1, which it is. Okay, barrel is 3039. Let me pop this guy up right here. It shows 3042. There we go, 3039. Fantastic. ICAS and standby instrument check. That's this guy right here. It's fine. Anti-skid test on first flight of the day. I don't remember how we did this one. You ever remember how to do the anti-skid test? We can pretend it's not the first flight of the day. Anti-skid's down here. I remember that. Right? So anti-skid, you're supposed to turn it off, and then I don't remember what you do. Anti-skid is off now. Oh yeah, it was supposed to pop up on here, right? Anti-skid inbound, outbound. Yep, that's right. And then turn it back on, and those are supposed to go away. There we go. Okay, anti-skid test complete. Is dog tag asking for cookies? It's way too early for snacks. The plane yesterday looks more futuristic. It's the same plane, man. Okay, let's see. Moving on, upper pedestal checked, thrust lever quad. So this is the upper pedestal here, right? So that's on N1, that's good. All of this is as it should be, and then next one down is this one here. Those are where they should be, that's where they should be. All those are good, those are good. These both need to be armed. And then this one, manual disarm. Nope. Ground lift dumping. Nope, we want it on auto, I think. Thrust lever quadrant, avionics radio tuning, that's the next one down. That's all of these down here. This gotta come on, that's gotta come on, that one and that one gotta come on. What else? That's on norm, those are all good, and then this guy's gotta come on to standby. What else? I think that was it down here, right? Okay. Trims checked, yaw damper engaged, we just did that. And lower pedestal checked, and that takes care of all of these items. So internal and external pre-flight checks are completed. Pedals, seats, and harnesses are adjusted. Crew oxygen and masks are good. Audio warning panel is checked. Electrical power panel is checked. Fire detection and monitor test is completed. External lights are checked. Fuel panel is checked. Bleed air panel is checked. APU panel as required. We're getting ready for our before start check, so let's go ahead and start the APU. Click on this switch here. It doesn't do anything, doesn't light up or anything like that. Click on this one here. Shows that it's starting, and then it'll turn green once it's up and running. Then we can get rid of external power. Moving back over here, start panel checked, hydraulic panels checked, ELT arm reset, and then all the hydraulics are supposed to actually come on at this point, right? Yeah, the hydraulics come on at this point, but not until the APU's up and running. So we'll let that finish, then we'll turn those on. ELT arm and reset, that one's good. Cabin pressure panels checked, air conditioning panels checked. Ice detection test, we couldn't complete it. Windshield heat is on low, emergency lights are armed, and standby compass is checked. H2, nose wheel steering is off, clocks are fine, instrument panels are checked. ICAS and standby instruments checked, anti-skid test is complete. MLG bay overheat test, I don't remember what that one was. We're going to say we completed. Upper pedestal, I'll try to make sure I get that on the full flight tutorial. Upper pedestal, thrust lever quadrant, avionics, and trims are all checked. Yaw dampers are engaged. Source select panel is normal, and lower pedestal is checked. Source select panel was this guy down here, and that's on normal, so good there. Hop up top, APU's up and running, so we can turn that off. I guess we just disconnect it. So let's go to the home page real quick. Ground service and maintenance. Ground power goes off. That's kind of funny. Wheel chocks can go off as well. Fantastic. And back over to our checklist for now. And that'll take us to our before start checks. Fantastic. Okay, let's get those hydraulics. All need to go to auto now. So that's actually a right click. So auto on for this one, and then auto for these two here. Both the packs can come on. Fantastic. These are good. It has us put that one there. Aft cargo can go there. That's good. Recirc needs to be on. And I think we're good, guys. Boost pumps are on. Those are supposed to be. And let's see. Okay, before start check, passenger signs are on. Landing elevation is set. Boost pumps are on. Altimeters are set. FMS and IRS is set. Radios and nav aids are set for departure. Takeoff briefing completed. We haven't actually completed our takeoff briefing yet. So let me grab this guy over here. And let's get that part figured out. Hold on, I gotta pop it up for you guys. It is that one. Okay, here we go. We are here at Terminal A, right off the end here actually. We're gonna be departing on runway 17 right. So we're gonna push back. We're near the end here, so we're actually gonna push back with the nose to the left and the tail to the right. And then we should be able to taxi over here, crossing Zulu and Yankee, and then we can take either Juliet, Kilo, or Lima down here to any one of these hold short points. Basically, it's a very busy airport, so that's really smart in the way they designed that. They did that in Atlanta as well. So, and just a close-up of our parking position here. So we're right here at A14, right? Easy enough. And then let's take a look at our departure itself. It is the Dallas 4 departure. And again, you can see it serves all of these airports here. So we are at DFW, right? Dallas Fort Worth, which this is Fort Worth Alliance. Where's DFW actually at on here? Where is it at? Lancaster, Mesquite, Dallas Executive, Fort Worth's. I don't even know where it's at on here, to be honest with you. It doesn't show it. Unless I'm just not seeing it. But either way, after departing from the airport, we're out here to Maverick VOR, which is TTT, and then out to Claire, Poton, Tech B, and then we'll hang a right out here to Sawmill VOR, and then on course from there. Pretty straightforward, right, guys? I think everybody gets the gist of it. Go back over here to our flight page. And let's see what else we got here. I'm just looking if there's anything else I need to pop up. I don't need that guy. That can go away. Frame rates are looking good. I'm loving that. And I think we're golden. Okay, so before start checks are complete, let's just run through them here real quick. We already did these. Passenger signs on, landing elevation set, altimeter set, FMS, IRS is set, radios are good, set for departure, takeoff briefing is complete. We just did that. So that's not technically a takeoff briefing. Takeoff briefing is, you know, we're taking off on runway 17 right. If we experience any issues, abnormalities or anything like that prior to V1, we're gonna go, I'll reject takeoff, all that good stuff, right? Okay, so clear to start check. Let's do GSX first. Ugh, I hate that click spot so much. Alright, prepare for pushback and departure. And what we say, nose left, tail right. And I don't want to start engines before pushback. Ugh, stupid click spot. Let's go back to doors real quick and let's close those up. We can close those from Dave over here. Close, close, close. And stair railing for giveaway use. I think we're good on that. Let's just double check. So, that's a little loud out there, isn't it? That APU is loud. Come on, come on. I just want to make sure the stairs are up. There we go, stairs are up. Okay, fantastic. Okay, taking a look at our... Oh, that's our after start check. Our clear to start checklist. APU and AC electronics are on and checked. Papers are on board. Takeoff data has been set. Doors are closed. Beacon needs to come on, which is this guy right here.
Departure check completed. Live has been inserted. Release parking brakes. Commencing push. All engines clear. Start that wheel.
Okay, fuel pumps and quantity. Fuel pumps are on. Quantity of fuel is not on that one. It's on this one. We're at 12,715 pounds. Hydraulic pumps are all on. Parking brake is off, and we're ready to start engines. So coming up here, starting with engine number 2. That's this one right here. We're gonna left click on that, and then we're looking for 18% on the N2, which is down here. And then as soon as we hit 18%, we click this and move the throttle, right? So there's 17, 18, click it, move the throttle, and then you can pull the throttle back to idle right away. I think I was right in choosing nose left. I don't know, we'll see. Give the engine just a minute to stabilize, which it's doing right now. You can see it's coming in, it's stabilizing there. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that 787 too, Jay. Okay, there it is, stabilized. Let's go ahead and take care of engine number 1. Same thing, left click. And once you get to 18 on here, I'll leave it up for you this time. Once the N2 hits 18, we're going to click the little red knob there, and then you have to move the throttle forward. Click, move, and as soon as you move it forward, you can bring it back to idle, guys, and it'll be fine, okay? All right, looking good here so far. Need a, whoops, wrong button. Need that one. I need to turn the track IR. I need to turn it off so that I can turn it back on. I know it seems silly, but trust me. I know what I speak of here, people. Yeah, they are armed, I do believe. Yep, we've armed the reverse. Alright. So we should be taxiing right up there. How far back are you going to take me, dude? We're good. We're golden. Oh, I don't even know where we're at. No, we should be going over there. Hanging a left. Yeah? I don't know. Let me check the taxi chart here. So, yeah, we should be hanging a left over there. And then this should be Zulu here. The next one down should be Yankee.
Set parking brake.
So, we'll see. Let's hope we don't get lost. Okay, so APU does not come off until after departure. I learned that one. Alright? So, let's take a look at our after start stuff. So Gen 1 and 2 both need to be to auto, which we had already put them on auto, so we should be good there. Bleed valves and packs are all auto and on. Packs stay on for the start, apparently. I don't know, that's kind of weird. I didn't even think about it, but it never tells you to turn them off. So anti-ice as required. We don't need the anti-ice here. The windshield heat is already on. Probe heat should come on at this point, however. Electrics are checked. Rudder and nose wheel steering needs to be armed. Rudder's checked, by the way. So nose wheel steering is this guy right here. And then if we hop down to our checklist, that was our clear to start check. Now going to our after start checklist, Gen 1 and 2 on auto. Alright, dude, we got it. Bleed valves and packs on auto, APU as required. We're going to leave the APU on for now because I think that's what you're supposed to do. Anti-ice as required. Probes on, electrics checked, rudder checked, nose wheel steering armed, and that takes us to our taxi checklist. So this is where we're going to set the flaps. So it's going to be 2 clicks down on the flaps. That's going to put us at flaps 8. Flight controls need to be checked, so that's going to be on this guy right here. Okay, and just so you know, you check your nose or your rudder and aileron trim right here too. They're both at 0. Stab trim at 7.5, which is where Dave told us to put it, right? Let's double check. Let's move this to the side a little bit, go back over here and go to V speeds. No, it's not V speeds, I'm sorry, it's fuel and payload. Stab trim 7.7. Whoop, that went up quick. There we go, 7.7 is where we want to be. Put that back on our checklist, jump back up here, and what were we working on here? Oh, flight instrument checks. So down here, you've got primary status, I can't read that one. Flight controls are right here. Flight controls are right here, okay? So we're going to go full left, and if you want to, you can click on the speed placard here. Now you can see full left, full right, and neutral, and then all the way up, all the way down, and neutral, and then the rudder as well, full left, and full right, and neutral. Fantastic. I'm going to put that back out of the way for the moment, put that back down there, and put it on the primary page, I believe. Nope, that's the engine. Don't want it on the status page. There we go. We're good on that. Okay, what else we got here? FMS auto tune. That should already be set, right? So we shouldn't have to worry about that. But you know what? It didn't tell us to do. It didn't tell us to change the altitude on here. But you know, that should have been during flight instrument checks, right? Excuse me. So the altitude is going to be flight level 370. So I'm scrolling that up real quick. 3145637. Okay, there's 370, and then we can also adjust our speed on here. So right now it shows it's set at 152, right? But we can now that should be, if I remember correctly, let's consult Dave here. So if we go to V speeds, 152 is our V2 plus 10. So remember, we've had a little debate over, do you put in V2, V2 plus 5, V2 plus 20, whatever. Well, apparently they put V2 plus 10 automatically on here. So we can leave it at 152 for now. No need to change that. So our taxi check, slats and flaps are set, flight controls are checked, trims are green and checked, thrust reversers are armed, flight instruments are checked, FMS auto tune, and brake temp is checked. We didn't actually check the brake temp. We'll do that right now. And so brake temp is right on here. They're all at 0 right now, so we're golden on those. And I think that's the gist of it. I do need to get my track IR on here, so let me get my seat settled where it belongs. And I'm going to be off the headset for just a second. Alright, I'm back on the headset. Let me get the track IR turned on here. That's the wrong button. I need this guy here. Maybe. Hey, there we go. Track IR is on. And just taking a look at the comments over here, it doesn't actually seem to have a reverse thrust problem. So, but you're right, CCAM. It's got the FADEX system in it, so it does automatically turn off the packs. Bigger plane. Yeah, okay, Yusuf. Alright, I think we're ready to go here, guys. So I believe we need to go right over there. So that's what we're going to try and do. Let's go ahead and get those brakes off. There we go. Bring in a little throttle. Maybe a little more throttle. We're not that heavy. Come on. Maybe the ground. Maybe we need to activate the ground friction thing, huh? Yeah, look at that. That's like half thrust. Okay, hold on. Track IR coming off. Isn't there there's an option thing in here, I believe. Options. There we go. IRS alignment, help enable, next page. Ground friction tweak. Enabled. I don't know if that actually enables it or not. I guess we'll find out, right? Let's see if that made any difference. Okay, let's try this again. Come on. Yeah, I don't know if that made any difference. I mean, we're a little heavy, but we're not that heavy. Track IR coming on, big jump. Boom, there it is. Alright, well, we'll do our best here. We'll try and get her out there. Come on, she's moving kind of slow. I thought I already removed the chocks. I'm pretty sure I already removed the chocks, you guys. Yeah, I'm certain I already removed the chocks. Yeah, no wheel chocks. You guys are killing me here. Wheel chocks. Give me a little credit here. Alright, so we need to cross over, what was it, Zulu and Yankee? Which I think is kind of up to the right here a little bit, right? Because our runway is up over here, so yeah, I think we're headed the right way here. Well, she wants to get going now, though, doesn't she? Okay, while we're doing this, let me bring the chart up over here. So, yeah, should be this way over here, right? Or can we go straight? No, we go straight. Over here. I never turned the taxi light on either. There we go, taxi light's on. For those of you who were about to call me out on it, I know somebody was. I think technically we need to sidestep over one there. Yeah, we need to go over one more and then up. So, my mistake, but not too terrible. Looks like maybe we should have been at this terminal over here too. Look, that's all American Eagle aircraft over there. So maybe we should have been there at the corporate aviation terminal. That doesn't make sense though, really, when you think about it. Why would we be over there? Why is American Eagle over there? It's not a private charter. Whatever, I don't care. Let me get the proper screen up over here so I can see the comments. Yeah, see, this is Yankee right here. And then we're not going to take Kilo. We're going to take the one closest to the runway because there's no need for us to hold way out there. No, the parking brake's off. See? Parking brake's off. Pump out the toilets, extra weight. In-flight dump. You guys are terrible. You only call me out on stuff I've actually already done. I don't know, some guys will go on my videos and they'll say, man, some guys get on those video comments and they just, all they want to do is tear you down, right? Which, I mean, it's no sweat off my back. I'm not going to lose any sleep over it, but it just surprises me every time I see something like that. You know, guys will go on the videos. Though I think the one that probably bugs me the most, I already did flight controls there, dog tag. Maybe you should pay attention to what's going on, huh? I think the thing that bugs me the most that people do on the comments section, again, when I say bugs me the most, it doesn't really bother me that much. I don't really care, but they'll give the video a thumbs down, but they got nothing to say, right? It's like, okay, I get it. You didn't like the video for some reason, and that's fine. I don't have an issue with that. Not everybody's gonna like the videos or the live streams, but maybe some constructive criticism so that I can make improvements and you might enjoy them a little bit more, right? I mean, that's just my thought. Now, with that though, then there are other people who go on there. They don't just give it a thumbs down. They go in there and they try to say something nasty. Like, I think one guy went on there and he just put, "You suck." Oh, okay, thank you for that. If your comment's really nasty, I'll delete it. I don't leave really nasty comments, and it's not because I'm afraid of the comments. That's not the issue at all. I just don't want that junk on my channel. So, you know, if you can give something constructive, I mean, I've had plenty of people who've given constructive criticism, and I don't have any issue with that at all. And as long as you're being constructive about it, you know, that's fine. Go for it. Tell me what you want to say. But if you're going to be a complete jerk, I got news for you, buddy. I'm not going to listen to it. I have no desire to hear you be a complete jerkwad. That's just ridiculous. There's no reason for that, and I'm not going to tolerate it. So I guess we're going to use kind of an intersection. I mean, it's not much of an intersection, but it's a little bit. How long is this runway anyway? I'm sure we've got plenty of runway to work with, but oh yeah, it's 13,000 feet. Psst, that's plenty of runway. Oh yeah, I should probably stay on the taxi line there, huh? Right. Okay, throttles to 0. Bring her to a nice easy stop. Track IR coming off. Big jump. See, now this one, like, my head's through the window now. Alright, there's the track IR off. And let's take a look at our before takeoff stuff. So we know that the landing lights and stuff are going to come on here. All of these on. Strobe lights got to come on. We got to go up here and continuous ignition's got to come on. We don't need any anti-ice. Flight attendant's been advised as far as I'm concerned. The TCAS got to come on, and that's actually down here. So you turn this to 1, and that takes care of TCAS. And then if you're not sure, you can always click on TCAS here. And then we didn't do the test. That's what we forgot. We forgot to do the TCAS test, didn't we? Let's put this back to standby, and let's do the test. Maybe. Try it again. So you're supposed to see the information for the TCAS test on here, right? You know, but it doesn't show up, so whatever. That's fine. And then, you know what, let me jump down here real quick. We haven't set our transponder or nothing, so let's set that as well. Maybe. Frequency tuning knob. Maybe you gotta click on it. There you go. So 2336. That's kind of weird the way this one is, right? So it does both numbers instead of just one number. There we go. 2336. Back up here, and let's go ahead and make sure the TCAS is on now by turning that to 1, and that should take care of that. And let's take a look over here at our before takeoff check. So lights and strobes as required, they're all on. Fuel crossflow, oh, that's the little, why is it manual and then off? They're off. So we didn't do the little check with the right boost pump. Ignition and anti-ice as required. Flight attendants advised. Transponder TCAS on as required. We don't need terrain display. And crew advisory systems checked and cleared for both. And that'll take us to our climb checks, which we obviously don't need right now. Track IR coming on. Big jump. There it is. And let's make sure that our approach path is clear. It appears to be. You can also go down here. So for TCAS, it's actually, you gotta roll this. Oh, that's the range. Sorry, wrong one. It's the back one. That's plan. And then that's TCAS mode. Now, I don't know why it's set up that way. That's kind of strange to me. But, like, shouldn't we see that airplane right now? But we don't see him. That's kind of weird, right? I don't know what that's all about. But anyway. There we go. Plan mode. Good to go. Let's go ahead and get the yoke back on. No reason not to. And we did check. approach path is clear. Got some thrust coming in. Get her out on the runway here. And I need to remember to put the throttles into climb mode once we get above our thrust reduction height, which I don't know what it is, but in the middle of the forest. That's happened to me too, Jay. 45-degree pitch up on approach. That's a little crazy there. 500 feet per second because it was way too fast. Landed at 180 knots. Trying to follow the glide slope was not happening. Flew too close to a thunderstorm and got killed. That's funny. TK, I think you'll find that X-Plane actually looks really good. Why is this thing moving so slow? We don't even have the brakes on or nothing. Come on, get on out there, you. So we should have plenty of runway to work with. Get her out here and get her lined up. There we go. Swing it around. I have a hard time getting lined up in the center, like in one shot in P3D or FSX, right? Because I always feel like I'm overshooting it, and then I'm not overshooting it. I undercut it. All right, some more thrust coming in. Roll right into our takeoff here. There we go. We got her centered, and let's go to toga. Make sure they're both in toga. They are. And away we go, people. Another Captain Mac cough for you there. Should be a little better today than it was yesterday as far as flying goes. A little more familiarity with the aircraft. Alright, watching, here comes V1 and rotate. There we go, up, and away. Be nice if Dave called those out or something, right? Positive rate of climb, gear coming up. Looking good, following the flight director right now as usual. Doing a pretty good job at it, actually. Kind of does it on its own as far as the elevation goes. Wow, that is a fast climb. Okay, let's go ahead and do thrust reduction now. So we need to move these to the climb mode. There we go, climb mode, and bring the nose down. Not see, the flight director always makes me a little nervous sometimes. Well, I say always, sometimes. That doesn't really make sense, right? There we go. So yeah, it's almost like it's got us on vectors right now because we're pretty much at TTT, right? Let's take a look at those flaps. Let's go ahead and get that first setting of flaps out. We should be able to start our turn here. I think it's because we have an armed nav up here. So maybe if we arm it, yep, there you go. That's looking pretty good right there. Rate of climb is doing pretty good. Not too shabby, guys. Not too shabby. We'll take a look at the comments here in a minute. Let me just pay attention to my flying. Let's go ahead and bring that speed up to 250. That's 277, not what we want. It's kind of hard to adjust that and fly at the same time, right? This is where two pilots comes in handy. Like, see, I'm looking at that, and so I overshot the flight director by a lot. Oh, easy now. She wants to climb when you come out of a turn. She wants to climb a lot when you come out of the turn. There we go. That's a little bit better. Settle down a little there, darling. Alright, looking pretty good here. 5,000 feet. So we got the nav armed. We can arm the speed as well. There's another airplane up there. And again, see, nothing shows up on TCAS. Now I do have it zoomed. I do have the map mode zoomed in pretty far. Alright, let's go ahead and get the autopilot on for now. There we go, autopilot engaged, track hire coming off, big jump, there we go. Alright, so it should adjust the pitch now for the speed we set, right? But it doesn't, oh, because look at what it did. It lowered the speed to 166. Alright, so let's bring the speed up. I think it automatically did that because we were in speed mode, right? So let's bring the speed up to 240. I like to stay at 240 so that I don't go past 250. And really, in reality, in the real world, if you go a tiny bit over 250, they're not going to beat you up. But ACARS for virtual airlines is pretty harsh about it. So let's go ahead and bring that last setting of flaps out. Looking pretty good there. We can get rid of the yoke for a second and bring that range out a little bit as well. Shrink that guy down. Let's start looking at some after departure stuff. We can get rid of the APU now. Continuous ignition is going to stay on. Where are we at as far as our altitude goes? We got a little ways to go as far as altitude is concerned. So let's see. Fuel cross feed is auto. So I guess we could have we were supposed to turn that to manual. But whatever, we didn't. So lights and passenger signs as required. Thrust reversers go off, and then check your crew advisory system. So both of these off. Crew advisory systems, we got nothing coming up on there, so we're good on that. And so we can go through that list here real quick. Same things. Fuel and cross flow are on auto. Bleeds and APU are set, so for us they're off. Lights and passenger signs as required. Thrust reversers off, and checked and cleared on the crew advisory system. That's our in-range check. We don't need to worry about that quite yet. And then we're just waiting for 10,000 feet here, which we're coming up on pretty quick. And what did we say our VNAV was going to be? So this is our climb until we get above 10,000, and then Mach 0.74 on there. We'll probably go a little faster than that, actually, but we'll see how it goes. So in the meantime, progress page, where is it at? There we go. Progress page. And we should be above 10,000 now, which we are. So landing lights can all come off, and technically passenger signs can as well. So there we go, passenger signs, and we're golden like a goose, ladies and gentlemen. Not too bad, actually, considering this is only the second time I've flown this airplane. I get a little credit, right? 2 digits right below the screen. Where are we talking about? Are you talking about down here? That's the frames per second. That's my FPS. 36 is good. So just so that you guys are aware, basically 30 frames a second, the human eye can't recognize transition from one frame to the next. It's too fast. 20 frames a second is still actually quite smooth to the human eye. Once you start getting below 20 frames a second, it kind of starts to get bleh, right? So that's kind of the gist of that. Let's see here. What do we got? That's funny. I got a notification about my own live stream on my YouTube channel. That was kind of funny. I see that people start bailing off as soon as we're airborne. I always find that interesting. Let's take a look at this progress page again. I want to see. So this is saying we should have, right now it's saying about 7,100 pounds of fuel. I'm sorry, yeah, about 7,100 pounds at KPNS. That's our alternate there. So let's see how that works out, right? So the fuel was obviously an issue on the last flight, big time. In case you didn't notice, that's why we had to land at a different airport. Yeah, it is clear skies, and I've got active weather on. I'm using Rex Skyforce, but like right now, if I just go to current aircraft position, let's just go closest station. It just says completely clear. So, however, it's clear at Pensacola too. Like, there's like no bad weather anywhere on our route today. That's kind of interesting. We above 18,000 yet? We're not. We need to remember to take care of the whatchamacallit there, the altimeter. I don't know if you really can, Silas. I don't know. I guess if you have really good eyes, you very well might be able to tell the difference. But in general, 30 frames per second is. So think of it like this: an HD TV, your standard 780p, that's 30 frames a second, and then 1080p is 60 frames a second, and then 4K, I believe, is 120 frames a second. Yeah, I know, right? Cool one. As soon as I want to start talking, as soon as I got time to talk, nobody wants to listen. Snack coma, you're terrible, dog tag. All right. Well, you know, this is a good time. So I got 2 more videos uploaded. They're not public yet, just so you guys know. But I've got 2 more videos uploaded that are going to go public here pretty soon. And then I just finished the editing for the next episode in the worst place to be a virtual pilot. So good times on that, right? So we're above 18,000 now. Let's go ahead and click on this guy. That'll set it to 29902. Now, right now, as you can see, we're still climbing at 240 knots, which is, you know, it makes for a quicker climb, but slower transition, right? So ideally what we probably should do is bring the speed up to about 300 knots. And let's see where that puts our Mach number at. So we're looking at Mach 0.74 is what we're looking for. But what you'll see is you see the nose coming down. Okay, now what it should not do, however, is it should not go beyond level, right? So it should not start to descend to gain speed. So I'm curious to see if it does or not. 4K is 60 frames a second, Silas. Okay, so if 4K is 60 frames a second, then your standard 1080p HD is 30 frames a second. So if you have an HD TV, you know that looks really good. 4K definitely looks better, but ultimately HD looks really good, right? Okay, so TK, I think that's a better way to put it. You can't distinguish between the individual frames. In other words, it flows smoother, right? It moves, you know, the movement is smooth, right? So when I move around, it's smooth, okay? But, yeah, the higher your frames, the clearer the picture. Jurassic is the absolute worst place to be. Jurassic Park. Oh my goodness. Cool one, the CRJ is made by Aerosoft. And if I crash, then the flight's over, Yusuf. I haven't seen Kevin on here, that's a shame. This is his flight, he's probably driving today. Let's see how we're looking here. So we're still climbing. So you see, even though we increased our speed, we're climbing at 1,700 feet per minute again, right? So the aircraft is still able to climb pretty fast. So we're looking good. We got about 17,000 feet to go, though. I am not really a fan of the HUD for civilian aircraft, and this one really, in my opinion, like, I guess I'm wondering. In the real CRJ, first of all, I doubt very many of them have a HUD in them. But again, I'll ask my friends. But even if they do, I would think they would have a little more information than this. I mean, this literally is just your heading and your pitch, right? So, I don't know. I mean, doesn't it make more sense if you're going to use a HUD? Shouldn't we have... let's zoom into it a little bit. Yeah, see? So... shouldn't we have our speed information and stuff like that as well? I mean, that's really the point, right? I don't know, guys. I just don't know. I still feel like, almost like we should be maybe more like here for our standard view. But then again, that might, you know, we're climbing right now, so we might actually be looking like down the nose at the ground if we do that on approach. So we're probably better off here. It just looks weird to me right now. There's a HUD control system on the center pedestal. Yusuf, not in this sim, no, it doesn't, it won't catch fire or anything like that. Let's see, what are we talking about? Is it this guy down here? What? That doesn't do anything though, does it? Flood lighting. Integrate. Oh, that looks nice. Is that for everything or just for the lower pedestal? No, that's for all that. Oh, that's nice. I like that. Yeah, that looks good. I mean, we don't need it right now, but looks good, right? So here's your display brightness, right? So we turn those up there a little brighter. I don't usually like them so bright. There we go. Which one's for the HUD, guys? The little white balls are supposed to be eye level with those for proper height seat. Yeah, I know. Yeah, you're talking both of these are supposed to be even with each other, right? No, that's it right there, actually. So I'm just barely yeah, you're talking about the little white ball behind that one, right? PRI in green. Are you talking down here? Oh. Active mode. Standby mode. So this is for the HUD here? Is that what you're talking about? It says HGS. You think Kevin hates you? Why would Kevin hate you? Cool one as a first jet. It depends. Let me ask you this: do you want to transition into a smaller jet, or are you okay with going to a medium-sized jet? Because if I had to make a recommendation for a good first payware, I would recommend the PMDG NGX. That would be my recommended first payware, to be honest with you. Yeah, I'm not seeing how this has to do with the HUD. Is that? Yeah, that doesn't do anything. Takeoff, flight director, VMC, PRI. I don't know. Chow and Wow, what's going on, man? How are you? We're just debating the finer points of the CRJ, most of which I don't know. It's a good time. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything for the HUD itself on here, you guys. It's not really adding up as far as I can tell. Private jet. So one of the problems with private jets as far as payware goes is not as many people are interested in them, so you don't get a lot of good payware for private jets. So Carenado did a decent Phenom. It's not too bad, but it's Carenado, so Carenado's really, in my opinion, Carenado's famous for having really good looking models and not so good simulation. Charlie Tozer, what's going on? Great to have you here, buddy. So they did a decent Phenom 300, and they did a decent Hawker H850. Those are both all right. TK is saying, so TK, you have the Lear 35 from Fly Simware, and by great, what do you mean? I mean, are the systems good and the textures are really good, or one or the other? Because when I think of like Carenado aircraft in general, Carenado have beautifully modeled aircraft. They really are. They do a great job with their modeling. It's always very impressive. But they always seem to come up short, in my opinion, on systems, right? So, like I fly around in the Cessna 208, and it's not bad. It doesn't have a lot of systems anyway, but it's like there's little things that they just leave out when it's like, you know, this aircraft ultimately is pretty basic, so why not put that extra little effort in there, right? The same thing, like my very first flights for my YouTube channel for Life of a Virtual Airline Pilot were in the Carenado Beech 1900, right? So if you guys ever watch those, you know, the videos probably weren't as much fun because I wasn't quite as animated as I am now, but you know, it's lacking in a lot of ways as far as systems go. So you're saying that the Lear 35 from Fly Simware has pretty good systems, especially compared to Carenado. 7 or 8 out of 10 on textures. So cool one. There's an option right there, the Lear 35. If you wanted to go, you know, around that size, so corporate jet size basically, but you want something that maybe is a little bit better, then you'd probably be a step up from that with this CRJ. But I haven't flown the Lear 35. I think TK does have the Lear 35. So TK, if you were to compare that Lear 35 to the CRJ 700, which one would you say is better? Specifically the one from Aerosoft. Which one do you think is better? Yeah, I don't like that. The GTN, you're talking about the add-on GPS from Flight 1? I don't like that. That annoys me. Rocky Mountain Fly. Yeah, auto throttles wouldn't hurt, right? It's pretty fun though. I think if I had to choose, if somebody wanted my opinion on what is the best first complex payware aircraft you could buy, I would probably almost always go with the NGX from PMDG. You know, it's complex enough to really get you into in-depth systems, but not so complex, you know, like the MD-11, which of course you can't buy anymore anyway, but the MD-11 is just a whole nother world. The 747 is relatively easy to learn, and you know, as far as systems and all that, I think it's pretty easy to learn overall, to be honest with you. However, flying a big 747 is a lot more difficult than flying a small 737. So, you know, understanding the difference in that would be a big deal. So beyond that, though, I mean, yeah. How much costs for the Dreamliner? I don't know off the top of my head, to be honest with you. Look it up. Google that sucker. Oh, look at this. We're an hour and almost 15 minutes into it, and we're almost to cruise altitude. Unlike yesterday, where we were like an hour and a half into it and just started taxiing out. So, it's a good looking airplane though. It's not too shabby. I waited a long time for this. You know, I was doing season 2 in the life of virtual airline pilot, and we were just getting, you know, just waiting for this thing, and just it never showed up. And I ended up using the default CRJ for a while. Got tired of that, and I went to the Field Air E-Jets, which are tolerable, especially for a Field Air product. And then did some flights in the Dash 8 as well. So, but man, it would have been great if this thing had come out way back then, huh? Yeah, definitely the NGX, TK. That would always be my suggestion for a first good payware. You just can't really go wrong with it, you know. And yeah, it's a beauty. Now, I would also recommend this if you're relatively new in flight sim, cool one. Or even if you've been at it for a little while, but you're really just getting started with payware, I would recommend your first investment being either P3D version 4 or a transition over to X-Plane. But the only thing with X-Plane 11 is they lack some good payware right now. It's going to be a while before they really get caught up. So my recommendation would probably be P3D version 4 before you start buying payware add-ons, because P3D version 4 is just better than FSX. I mean, P3D in general was a little better than FSX, but it was still just FSX dressed up. But when they went to version 4, they made it 64-bit. I don't know how they did it, but it does make a big difference. So I would highly recommend doing that as your very first purchase rather than adding on to FSX if that's what you're using. So the Embraer ERJs they look very similar to the CRJs from Bombardier, Yusuf. So I hate the 727. Eric, my friend Eric flies the 727, and man, he loves that thing. I don't like it. How do you learn cold and dark? Well, you have two options. You can either watch my full flight tutorials, or you can read the manual. Some people, that's not really true. That's a little unfair, actually. There are a lot of channels who will do cold and dark tutorials on aircraft. So really, when it comes to tutorials, guys, and I really appreciate all the support I get. I really do. But in reality, there are some guys who know the aircraft better than I do when they do their tutorials, and they might have overall a better tutorial. But what it really comes down to when it comes to tutorials, whether it be full flight or just a cold and dark startup tutorial or whatever, what it really boils down to is how you learn, right? So I tend to be relatively animated. I make a lot of noise. I try to interact, even though it's a video. I try to interact with you guys a bit. You know, I just have a certain style of teaching, whereas, you know, some other people are a little more clinical about it, very, you know, point by point, addressing what needs to be addressed, that sort of thing. So it depends on how you learn, right? Favorite real airline? Oh, That's a tough one. I'm gonna have to chew on that for a little bit, Jay. I don't really know, to be honest with you. Yeah, you're not taking away from me at all on that, TK. I actually watch his videos too. I subscribe to his channel, and I really like his videos. I think that again, that's an issue with, that's a learning thing, right? So depending on how you learn, there are some people who respond really well to my method of teaching, and then there are some people who respond better to Flight Deck to Sim's method of teaching, which isn't all that different from mine, although his is a little more technical than mine, right? So if you really want to know exactly how they do it in the real world, I'm going to tell you right now, Flight Deck to Sim, that's the way to go, especially for 737, because that's all he does. He flies a 737 in the real world. If you're not quite as worried about the technical aspect of it, you know, you might go over and take a look at some of my videos, right? Mine are a little more, or a little less technical is probably the right way to put it. So, you know, I just realized we left this thing open again. It was showing me on here. Well, I'm glad, Cool One, because I'm going to tell you right now, that's an important aspect to my channel. So, for example, if somebody's on here acting like a jerk, I'll boot him. And I don't know if Dogtag's still on here, but Dogtag and I, we're personal friends too. We live in the same town. We live across town from each other, but the point is we've met face to face, and we're good friends. And so he actually moderates my channel when he's on here and able to. And the fact of the matter is I won't tolerate people treating other people like crap on here. So, you know, we definitely want to make sure your questions are getting answered, and I want my channel to be an area where you can do exactly that. You can get questions answered. You know, you can talk a little trash. That's fine. That doesn't bother me at all. I have a great time with it. And so I'm glad that you're able to come on here. You know, people, you know, when you ask questions, people are always there to answer them. I think that's fantastic. I don't know if I'd go with Pan Am, TK. Probably not. You know, I'll tell you what, to address your question, TK, as far as my favorite airline, I would say none of them. And I'll tell you why. You're going to get a little bit of a Captain Mac rant here. The airlines really tick me off, okay? They have zero concern whatsoever for their customers. They don't give a crap. They couldn't care less, as a matter of fact. And some airlines are really bad. They just treat each other like, not each other, they treat their customers like cattle, all right? Get on the plane, you know, they're just jerks. They really are, right? Okay, and they're so stinking greedy. They post profits in the billions of dollars per quarter, and then complain and raise their prices and say, well, we have to charge more because we're not making enough money. Are you frickin' kidding me? Okay, and then I don't know how it is in other countries, but in the US, except for Southwest Airlines, all airlines charge for checked bags now. Now, originally it said they were charging for checked bags because the cost of fuel was getting so high, and the cost of fuel did go up. They were still posting profits in the billions per quarter, but they said it wasn't enough, so they started charging for checked bags. Okay, well, now the cost of fuel has gone back down to where it was before, and in some cases much lower, and they still charge for checked bags. So now they're posting profits in the higher billions per quarter, and they just don't care. It's ridiculous. I absolutely cannot stand, and it's not just airlines, it's companies in general. They treat their customers like dirt, and they don't care. All they care about is money, 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 money. How much money can I get? Give me more money. That's just ridiculous to me, and I don't like it. So that's to answer your question on my favorite airline. Yeah, it is basically every corporation, TK. And on the one hand, I get it. Your corporation, your company is there to make money. I don't dispute that or have a problem with that. Okay, that's fine. But when you go from just making money to being extremely greedy, and then on top of it, we live in a world now that's got nearly 8 billion people. So we live in a world where companies have decided that, you know, it doesn't really matter if you like our company or our customer service, because there's a million people lined up behind you who are going to put up with it, so we're just going to do whatever we want to do, right? And then it goes even a step further here in the US, and I'm sure it's this way in a lot of places. You know, depending on where you're at, you may not even have an option. So for my internet, for example, I have no option. There is one internet provider in my area, and that's it. And guess what? They've moved to a plan where I get 1 terabyte per month of download data, and then I have to pay extra. So I have to pay more for my internet now than I did last year, because obviously I go over 1 terabyte every month. So I have to pay more money to a company that's already making billions of dollars. It's ridiculous to me. I can't stand it. Start Mac Air in real life. You know, I actually considered something along those lines once, Rocky Mountain Fly, and the simple reality is it's just not really feasible, unfortunately. You need a lot of money to do it. A friend of mine actually owns a flight school, and he said, you know, if you want to start an airline, you need $2 million to make $1 million, basically. I have the DC-3, Yusuf. Yeah, I don't like the corporate mindset. Again, I don't have a problem with a company making money. Whoa, overspeed. That's what happens when I get to talking, right? Pull the throttles back a bit. Not that much, though. We just hit that overspeed there. Alright, let's bring some thrust back in. Let's get her to settle in there. That's where not having auto throttle can be difficult, right? I don't have a problem with companies making money. There's the manual climb mode. That's not what I want. I just want it in manual mode. What's it doing here? Alright, I think it might have settled there. We'll keep an eye on it. I don't have a problem with a company making money. That's why you start a business. You start a business to make money. But when money becomes the thing that is most important to you, and all you care about is making more and more of it, I have an issue with that. I don't like that. I don't, you know, you start treating your customers like crap, you charge ridiculous fees and rates, and it's all about just making more money. It's not the capitalist system, Yusuf. It's really not. So, and I don't agree that you're a capitalist, or I mean, I guess by definition, yeah, you're kind of a capitalist or either a communist or a what's the other word? Oh, I can't think of it right now. But anyway, yeah, by definition, I suppose so. And in general, the capitalist system is the right way to go. Capitalism is not the problem. Greed is the problem. And it doesn't matter what system you ascribe to, you know, because there's always going to be greed. So if you have a communist system, for example, all right, so it's supposed to be everything shared equally, right? But what you end up with is you end up with all these people up at the top who live like kings, and everybody else suffers, right? And it's no different in any system. So I don't know. I do think the capitalist system is the best way to go. I don't really want to get into a discussion of politics. That's not what I'm really trying to get at. What I'm really driving towards is that I think it's, yeah, that's the one I was looking for, Michael. Thank you. What I'm really driving at though is I don't care. Forget about the politics and everything for a minute. How about we just focus on the fact that greed is the biggest problem, because people love money more than anything. And when the love of money becomes the most important thing to you, you got a problem. You got a problem. So would I like to have more money? Sure, of course I would. Who wouldn't like to have more money? But that's not that important to me. You know, it's more important to me to have my faith in God and to take care of my family and to, you know, live the way that Christ teaches me to live. And, you know, money's secondary, right? Yeah, ultimately all systems are pretty much led, well, they are led by the greedy, yeah, because greed is what drives them. But, you know, you get your reward here, and I'll take mine after, and I'll take mine in eternity. How's that sound? Anyway, let's move off of that subject. I don't want to get into politics on the channel. That's probably not the way to go here, right? Not the best aviation economy to start an airline. No, it's really not. Not only with the mergers, and the mergers are a little concerning, to be honest with you. And when you think about it, I mean, we used to have like 13 or 14 major airlines in the U.S. and we're down to like 4, I think, 4 or 5. I mean, it's very little. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. Yep, that's right, Michael. Money, and I would argue that you know, I don't think it actually says that in the word. I don't think it says money is the root of all evil. I think it says that pride is the root of all evil, but I don't remember, to be honest with you. Not off the top of my head anyway. But either way, you know, love of money is what it says. Actually, it says love of money is the root of all evil, not money itself. 6 flights, all of them on a 757. Are you talking on your flight sim, Silas, or are you talking you're going to be flying when you go wherever for holidays? No, you're right, Yusuf, and again, it's not that I think that the companies are wrong for wanting to make money. That's why you start a company, right? You build a company because you want to make money. What I'm saying though is, when the profits become more important than the customers, then that's a concern, right? Because without the customers, you don't have the profits. But we live in a world now with so many people that you can treat, your customers like dirt, and you have limited options anyway. That's why the airline mergers concern me a little bit, because the less airlines that you actually have to choose from, the more they can raise their prices, and you really don't, there's not much you can do about it, right? So when you have 10 choices, then those 10 companies have to compete with each other for your business. When you have 2 choices or 5 choices, there's less competition, and therefore, less concern over getting your business. Robert. Yeah, somebody sent me an email yesterday. Like, I was on Twitch. I was watching on Twitch, but I was the only one in the chat. But you were talking to all these people. I thought maybe I did something wrong in the chat, and I was like, no, that's my fault. Like, right now, I don't have Twitch open. I'm streaming on Twitch, but I don't have Twitch open right now. And the reason I don't have it open is because I don't have an extra computer in here to run it on. So I try to limit how much I'm running on this PC, so that the processor can be focused on the flight sim itself, rather than running web pages and stuff like that. Yeah, I think ultimately we all pretty much give our money away, don't we, Jody? Well, and it's always been that way, Yusuf. I mean, in reality, people have been materialistic for quite a long time. So, and they do play on that. And let's be honest, you make the choice, right? You choose to buy the new things. We've had this debate actually regarding, companies that make simulation aircraft. So if you want a good 737, what are your options? You got iFly and you got PMDG. Those are your only 2 options, and one is far better than the other, and that's PMDG. So PMDG says, well, we know our product is better, so guess what? We're going to charge an exorbitant fee for it, and people pay it, myself included, right? So, I mean, in the end, that's what it really comes down to. There's no motivation on their part to decrease their prices or anything. I mean, why should it? What do they care? What difference does it make when people are going to buy it anyway, right? What's the scripture reference for that, Rocky Mountain Fly? New phone, new car, new clothes. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you can see the moon. Yeah, my sim looks really good. I'm very pleased with it. So, we need to, before I get too out of whack here, let's see. We got about 45 minutes, so we're going to be getting close to the top of the descent. And so, let me pull up my weather here, double check the weather in Pensacola. It is 70 degrees at 6 knots, 070 at 6, and 3043, pretty high on the pressure, 3043. So let's take a look at what our options are for runways. Pulling up some charts here real quick. Pensacola. So there are no approaches, or not approaches, no arrivals. And it looks like runway 8 is going to be our runway. So approaching runway 8, we've got an RNAV approach, so we'll take advantage of that. So RNAV GPS runway 8 approach is what we're going to be looking at, and we'll brief those in a little bit, but let's get those in here so we have our top of descent. So you guys may remember that until you put your approach, your arrival and your approach in here, you don't get a top of descent point. Excuse me. You don't get a top of descent point on the nav display. So let me just take a look at that approach real quick. maybe. There we go. Looks like maybe hedge bob will work fine for us. In fact, what I think I want to do, because they've got a hold set up at a hedge bob, I want to see if it'll let us hold there. So let's grab that one and then execute it. Excuse me. And then, did I just hear something ding? I don't know if I did or not. Let's see if our top descent's up on there now. I'm not seeing top of descent on there. You guys? That's interesting. Okay, close that back down. Let's go to, will VNav show it to us? That's climb page. No, what about progress page? Progress page doesn't show it, does it? No. Legs page. Oh, because there's a discontinuity. Okay. So, 2 hedge bob. What do you mean not allowed? Of course it's allowed. Since when can I not grab this waypoint? That's stupid. Really? Okay. What about this one to here? No, it's just gonna... Why can't I grab that, guys? See that? Not allowed. That doesn't make any sense. Alright, let's just type it in then. H-E-G-O-B. What the? Ugh, I keep doing that. Legs page. And then Tiggle. It'll let me grab that one. Let's put that one there. Execute that. Now we should have a top of descent on there, right? Let's find out. Is that it? TOD. There we go. Top of descent. Fantastic. Okay. Did I miss anything in the chat over here? Didn't Black Box make it that? I don't think Black Box made it 737. 1 Timothy 610. Thanks for that. I'm going to write that down. I'm going to write it down right now. 1 Timothy 610. Sweet. What's broke? Yeah, I shut the APU off, Jody. Airline UP low budget company of Israel is bankrupt. Well, that stinks. That's a bummer. How far out is this? That's 80. So we got a little ways to go before top of descent. Okay. So we're set up. Let's see. Let me pull up this approach over here. Oh, I wanted to see if we can set a hold at Hegob or Hedgebob or whatever it is. So let's click on it. It'll just put it down there, won't it? Yeah, that won't work. So clear that out. That's kind of annoying that the thing is right in the way there. Let's see. Fix radio legs hold. That one. Okay, so the hold at Hegob is inbound 080 degrees with a left turn. So radial should be, I mean 080 is kind of northeast, right? So let's just go /80. See if it'll let us do that. Invalid entry. Okay, let's go northeast /080. Let's try that. Invalid entry. Okay. Oh, quad radio. Okay, my bad. Okay, so it's got us right turn 241 degrees. We want 80 degrees and a left turn. So let's just try putting L and see what happens. Right here. Okay, so now it's why 77 080 slash. Really? You're killing me here. Left. It'll only go to 77? That's kind of weird. So I guess the closest we can get is 77 degrees there. Max indicated airspeed is, it's got to be less. It doesn't say on here, but I mean, we're going to be down at 2,000 feet actually at that hold. So max indicated airspeed, we're going to make it 210. No, seriously, 210. Oh, come on. You're not... Okay, execute that. 210. Seriously. Well, that's stupid. FAA might be the cause. 210. Why won't it let me change that? Leg time, leg distance. The leg distance is 4 nautical miles. 4... Oh, we gotta clear that out. Let's see if we can change leg distance to 4.0. Okay. And then it should be 1 minute. Execute that. You can't... Okay, it says max at 270, but you can't... At 270 knots, that's not gonna work. It's just not gonna work. Alright. Well, it is what it is. Let's see. What'd you decide to get, cool one? Hey, I appreciate it, TK. Thank you. Hey, just so you guys know, over on Twitch, TK's monitoring Twitch for me to let me know if you guys have any comments or questions over there. He'll relay them over here to YouTube since I don't have Twitch pulled up right now. Again, cool one, it depends on which aircraft you decided to get. Which aircraft did you purchase? Okay, so that should be our hold. So if we go to our legs page now, so yep, it's got a hold at Hegob, or Hedge... I'm going to call it Hedge Bob, because Hegob isn't working for me. So a Hedge Bob we're going to hold. But it's got us holding at 1,800. I don't want that. I want to... The hold is at 2,000 feet. Right? So slash 2,000, and then it's 2,000 there, which is good. And then let me just look at the approach here again. So at Tiggle, it's supposed to be 1,700. So let's make sure. Tiggle 1,700. Now see, it says 1,700 at or above. That's not what I want. This is not at or above. I want a hard altitude. So I'm going to put slash 1,700. Get rid of the A, and that's going to give us a hard altitude there. It should. Oh, I'm starting to really hate this thing, you guys. Come on. Really? Alright, well, I guess we're stuck with it. We'll probably be flying by hand at that point anyway, so it's not really going to matter. Sequence is on auto. That's good. Execute. Okay. Well, it is what it is. Boy, we're getting quite the crosswind there. Well, it's actually a tailwind. So, tailwind of 72 knots. Can't beat that. Why are we on half bank? How do we end up on half bank? Ooh. Did I push something? No. I didn't click on anything. Let's go back here a little bit. That should be here we go, half bank. Somehow we clicked on half bank. We want that off. We want full bank. Did I click on that, or did it do it on its own because of the wind? I wonder if it did it because of the wind. Anyway, okay, back to this view here. Top of descent will be a little over 80 nautical miles. The plane hates him. Thanks, Robert. Alright, let's start taking a look at our descent checks. Landing elevation is already set. We set that one before takeoff, so 120 feet is what we're looking at. Fuel needs to be checked, so on here we've got 8480. See, it burns a lot more fuel than it says it's going to. And then our progress page tells us that we should have about 2,600 pounds, give or take a little, when we arrive at Pensacola, so that's good. We're not going to mess with the radar. I don't think we need terrain display. I mean, it says Florida after all. Landing data set. So for landing data, we can come over here to Dave. We can go to V speeds, and then under landing data, so if we look, let me pop this up for you here. So what we want is we want these speeds to translate over to here, and we should be able to just set landing. Maybe they're in there and it's just not showing them yet. So, but let's keep in mind our VREF is 136, so 141 should be our approach speed, right? And that'll probably actually change because you can see our gross weight's going down as we burn fuel. So we'll just keep that in mind. And let's see. So in range check, is that a descent? 10,000 foot check before landing. So I guess the in range check is sort of the descent check, right? I mean, that makes sense to me. So, landing elevation is set, fuel is checked, altimeters are not set yet, obviously. TCAS as required, it'll stay as is. Radar is required, it'll stay as is. Terrain display is good. Checked and cleared on CAS. Okay, so we got a little bit to go yet. I think that's all after the descent, really. And then it says to complete the approach briefing. So right now we got about 80 nautical miles. So why don't we go ahead and take care of this approach briefing real quick. There it is. Okay, so we're going to fly the RNAV runway 8 approach today. ATIS is 121.25, Pensacola approach on 19.0. Tower on 19.9er, ground on 21.9er. And the WAS, this is weather, just so you guys know, is channel 86219. I don't even know how you tune that in, to be honest with you. I've never even seen that. Either way, final approach course is 080 degrees. Minimum altitude at Tiggle is 1,700 feet. And decision altitude at 347 feet. We need to set that when we go back into the aircraft. On a miss approach, climb to 600 feet, then a climbing left turn to 2,200 feet, direct to Lyre and hold, or Lear, I don't know. Looking down here, so out here at Hedge Bob, we're going to come in here and then we're going to enter into this hold, and we're going to do 1 or 2 laps around the hold just to do it, really. That's really the reason I'm doing that, guys, is just to do it so that we can see how to set up the hold as far as the CRJ is concerned. So like you can see it's 080 degrees here, but it'll only let us put 77 degrees in there. But either way, it's a left-hand turn, so we're going to deal with that. 2,000 feet is what we're going to hold at. And then once we depart the hold, and we'll see how exiting the hold goes, we'll look at that here in a second. 1,700 feet at Tiggle, and then we should enter the glide slope from there. Now keep in mind, this is not an ILS glide slope. This is just where we should be able to start flying based on our ground speed, which will be around 140 knots, give or take. So we should be descending at around 750 feet per minute, something like that. Decision altitude 347 feet. I think we're good to go. All right. Any questions about the approach briefing? Yeah, you're killing me, Yusuf. Alright, let's look down here real quick. I just curious, so how do we exit the hold? If we go to hold, it just has a new hold page. So I think to exit the hold, what we need to do is we would just grab Hedge Bob and make it, or grab Tiggle and make it our next waypoint. I think that's how we exit the hold, right? See, now look, it's not giving us fuel predictions over here again. See, that's concerning to me. Maybe it's because we put a hold in there? I don't know. But we're 24 minutes out. But look, I mean, what's our current fuel at? 82.55. You're telling me in the next 20 minutes we're going to burn 6,000 pounds of fuel? That doesn't make sense. That's ludicrous. 6,000 pounds of fuel in 20 minutes of flight? Okay. Well, we better not, I can tell you that right now. Because we're not going to divert unless we have no option today. Yeah, coming up here pretty soon, Michael. What's Silas crying about? What's the matter, Silas? No cry emoji? Oh, Silas had to leave. My bad. Take care, Silas. I hope I didn't miss him there. He's probably already gone, but... Fly circles until you run out of... We weren't flying... Now, hold on there a minute, Scotty. We weren't flying in circles until we ran out of gas, okay? We were en route, and we used the fuel based on the fuel planner that was given to us by Aerosoft, and it didn't work worth a darn. So, no, I don't think so. Getting no love, man. No love at all. No, we got a tailwind right now, actually. We got a 74 knot tailwind. So, and our ground speed is... Where does it show the ground speed on here? It doesn't even show the ground speed, does it? Shouldn't this show ground speed, guys? See, now look at this. See, CEW is over here, and then we got to come back over here. That's kind of silly. Whatever. We'll deal with it. Actually, no, we're not going to deal with it. We're going to go... So let's hop down here. So CEW is next. We're going to go to our hold at Hedge Bob here. Execute that. Bam. Straight to Hedge Bob hold. So we should probably start our descent now, to be honest with you. So let's readjust our MCP altitude down to 2,000 feet. Get on down. There we go, 2,000 feet, and then our speed, we're going to adjust that to, we're going to bring that down to 240-ish, 0.75 for now, and then we just reduce thrust, and it should start descending. And so what it should do is it should stay, you know, level until we reach the speed that we set, and then it should descend to maintain that speed. And so if we wanted to descend faster, we reduce thrust a little more. If we wanted this to descend slower, then we increase thrust, right? Now I don't like that, you know, we're going direct to that waypoint, but it doesn't show us a line direct to that waypoint, right? That's kind of weird to me. Okay, so it should start descend. It's already starting to descend just a little bit. You can see a couple hundred feet per minute. And so let's just see, based on where I have the thrust at right now, how fast it descends. And again, we're going to go into the hold there. So we don't have to be at 2,000 by the time we get to the hold for our purposes. Instead, excuse me, I drew a blank there. We don't have to be at 2,000 by the time we get there, because we're going to go into the hold. We can continue to descend in the hold. So I'm not really worried about getting down to 2,000 feet on schedule per se. So that's probably just a little bit quick on the descent. So I'll bring in just a little more thrust, and then what it should do is it should adjust our rated descent to maintain. We actually want it to be about 240 knots here. So yeah, right there is good. And so you see we're starting to go past that now, and so you see our rated descent should start to decrease. And there you go, it's starting to decrease so that we don't get too fast. If available, add 1,000 pounds. Yeah, I always add extra fuel anyway, Michael, but we actually added extra yesterday and it still wasn't enough. Yeah, we call that captain's fuel, Yusuf. Is anybody's chat lagging? No, you don't really need to use the air. I mean, you could if I wanted to really rapidly increase my rate of descent, then yeah, I could use the air brakes if I wanted. So you would probably be more inclined to use the air brakes if you needed to descend at a set rate. So let's say I needed to descend at 2,500 feet per minute, and with the throttles to idle I'm still going too fast, then I would probably make more use of my speed brakes at that point. That's weird that the chat's laggy for ETK. The outgoing stream is like spot on. It's fantastic. We're good. We're descending about 2,500 feet per minute. Looking pretty good here. A little bit of turbulence out there. Let's hop outside the airplane for a little bit. Enjoy the scenery. It's too bad Kevin didn't make it in here. I really hoped Kevin would make it. He had requested this flight a little while back, and I hadn't had a chance to do it yet, and I honestly forgot about it. And he reminded me about it yesterday because he specifically wanted it in the CRJ, and so he asked me yesterday. He said, "Hey, so are you going to do the flight I requested now?" I was like, "Oh man, send it to me again." So he didn't resend it, but I found it in my email, and then yeah, so here we are doing the flight for Kevin from DFW to KPNS. He's the one who also recommended the scenery, but just don't have the money right now, so that's unfortunately a no-go. Yeah, there's not really a speed limitation to the air brakes. Cool one. You never did tell us though what aircraft you got. Oh, look, it's bouncing around a little bit there, guys. Hitting some turbulence. You never told us, cool one, what airplane you decided to invest in. But it definitely modeled this one nicely, huh? Yeah, she's getting bounced around a little bit. Let's take a look inside and see how we're doing. Yeah, we're looking good here. Not descending too fast. So you pop this guy up, you can see that's our 40 nautical mile ring. So we're a little more than 40 nautical miles out. But we're inbound direct to our hold point. So this should work out nicely for us. I'd like the speed to be a little lower. So see, it's registering speed in Mach right now, right? And so what's happening is, let me just bring it down here a little further. There we go, 240. So that's where I want it to be, 240, but it's still registering the speed in Mach because of our altitude. So I don't know if that'll increase or what, but we'll see what happens. I think when I changed it before, it was changing the Mach speed instead. So now we should be adjusting via this portion here, or this speed type, I guess is the word. I don't know. But anyway, so you can see the rate of descent decreased again so that it'll slow down. So I think we're going to be fine. Oh, you bought the CRJ. Fantastic. Okay. Yeah, you should be able to use the air brakes at any time. Somebody turning a page in here? Alright, let's hop down here and take a look at our checklist. So our in-range check, we've already done this one, right? Yep, and we completed the approach briefing. 10,000 foot check. That'll be passenger signs. I'm going to turn those on now because it's starting to get a little bouncy. And so we don't want anybody to get hurt, right? So let's actually put them in the on position. Right click them all the way up to the on position. And then let's hop down here, and this should be the cabin call, right? I mean, can we say anything to them? I don't know. Chime? Do the chime. Ding dong. I don't know if that does anything or not. Alright, we're looking pretty good, guys. I think Yusuf likes to stir the pot a little. Some clouds.
I have some drink for you, Captain. Here you are.
Oh, well, it's about time. I guess that's what this was, huh? Do a cabin call. See what happens. Uh-oh, some clouds. The weather radar, I believe, works with Skyforce, Scotty, so I'm not certain on that, though. I'll have to do a flight and check. But I think the weather radar in the PMDG grabs its,
Hello, Captain. I have some sandwiches for you. Enjoy.
Well, she's busy, isn't she? Okay, now my brain doesn't want to work. The weather radar in PMDG aircraft, I believe, grabs its feedback from the weather reporting, not from the physical clouds that are put into the sim. So I think as long as you're using Active Sky as your weather program, which I am using right now, I'm using Active Sky for my weather. I'm just using Skyforce for the textures. So I think that they'll work together. Yes, I said Dave for the checklist. She's late. Why does it need to be an alcoholic drink, Scotty? What are you trying to say? Are you saying you're worried? George Walsh, welcome to the stream, my friend. You're just in time. We're actually on descent here. I haven't talked to you in forever. How you been? Man, she's descending slow. Let's go ahead and roll those throttles back a wee bit more here, and that'll help her descend a little bit quicker. So you remember that our thrust increases as our altitude decreases, right? So the closer we are to the ground, the more performance we get out of our engines, and that's why it's struggling to maintain the rate of descent we want, because the engines, as we've descended down, you know, more than 10,000 feet, they're providing more thrust than they were before. I could use a sandwich, right? In fact, I got leftover pizza. That's what I'm going to eat right after this. Soon as I'm done with this live stream, it's going to be time for some pizza, unless my kids ate it all. Bourbon and ginger ale. Oh, goodness. Because you can't have one right now. Well, I'll tell you what, Scotty, I will try to remember to to just do a little test flight where I'll just crank up the weather to something really stormy and nasty and throw on the NGX weather radar and see if it works, or even the 747 and just see if it works. So, because I turned active sky cloud art off. I had it on, but it was causing me issues. So I turned it off. So all your sky textures and stuff that you see in here are from Rex Skyforce. So all the haze and stuff, that's all Rex Skyforce, right? And then you know, it'd be nice if we had a good cloudy, stormy day too, just to highlight how awesome Skyforce really looks. But I guess we'll just have to wait on that. Stop talking about food, man. I'm getting hungry, Michael. I'm telling you, buddy. I got that pizza waiting out there, and I'm getting excited about it. Let's go ahead and bring this range down a little bit more here. There we go. So what it should do is go right to our hold point here at Hedge Bob. So we'll see if that works. I'm going to bring that down one more. I want to see how it does in the hold here. And let's hop over here and let's just take a look at fuel again. So yeah, see, this is saying 405 pounds of fuel at KPNS. Or is that telling us how much we need to get there? Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I had it wrong yesterday. Maybe what it's actually saying is that it's going to take 405 pounds of fuel to get to KPNS. That's the only thing that can make sense. There's no way. We're at 7,840 pounds. There's no way between now and KPNS, which is 1 minute away. It's 11 and a half miles. Well, it's 11 and a half miles from there, but either way, Hedge Bob's only a few miles out from it, right? So, I mean, if we were just going straight there right now, I don't know if it's anticipating us being in the hold for a while or what, but that's just not making sense to me. Maybe one of you guys who has the CRJ, do me a favor while we're here on the stream, pull up the manual and see what it says about the progress page as far as the fuel is concerned. Is it telling me how much fuel it's going to take to get there, or how much fuel I should have left when I arrive there? Well, I aim to be helpful, Scotty. You know me. Two things set up a fund for a new throttle. Can you please send me a link to the default 747 updated VC? Had to reinstall everything on new system and still add it. Default 747 updated VC for FSX, George. And if you would like to, I'll tell you what. I got 27 people on here. I need a new throttle, guys. If you're interested in helping me to get a new throttle, go to PayPal and you can donate to that PayPal email address towards my new throttle. As far as the 747 updated VC, George, if you're looking for the one for FSX, I can find that for you. If you're looking for one for P3D, if they made one, I can find it, but I don't think there's a default 747 in P3D anyway. So square me away on that. Tell me what we're talking about here. Should have ate the sandwich. She checked on you twice. Listen to you, Gord. Oh man, fuel is not running low, Yusuf. I got 8,000 or 7,000 pounds, man. 7,780 pounds of fuel. I am not low on fuel. All right, so you can see we're coming up towards the hold here. So let's see how it does. It should go right into the hold. KPNS is in Florida. Burke, how are you, buddy? Welcome, 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 welcome. Thank you for joining us. So I'll just throw it out there again, guys. George Walsh brought it up, and I appreciate it, actually, because I kind of forget to bring that stuff up sometimes. I do need to get a new throttle. It is not going to be another TQ6, I can promise you that. I have my eyes on a couple of different options. They are rather expensive though, so I do want to do a donation drive if possible. Now listen, let's be clear about this. Anytime I talk about donations, you do not have to donate anything to my channel to reap the benefits of the channel, right? So Kevin's on here. I'm glad you made it, Kevin. This is your flight, buddy. What I'm getting at, guys, is listen. I appreciate any and all support I get from everybody, including just watching and just watching the videos and stuff. All right, so you guys don't have to donate anything. So don't think for one moment that you know, I treat people better if they donate or anything. That's not how I do business around here. So, but yeah, I do want to get a new throttle, and it is going to be rather expensive. So, if you know, if you're willing and able to donate a little bit of cheddar towards my we'll call it my new throttle fund, then I'll throw the email address in there again. Use PayPal is the easiest way to do it. Okay, so PayPal, that PayPal email address, you can donate directly to that. Just put a note on there that it's a donation for the throttle fund. I'd really appreciate it. That'd be fantastic. Keep trying to sabotage the flight. Thanks. FSX George. Okay, I think I can find that for you. Do me a favor, George. Shoot me an email about that, so because I know I'll forget. Shoot me an email, and then when I get a chance to look at that email, I'll look it up and I'll give you a link to it. I don't know where I'm going to buy the throttle from yet, Michael. There's a few options out there. Some look fantastic. Some I think are overpriced. I haven't decided yet. I'm tossing that idea around right now, so we'll see how it goes. Now, if you have a good suggestion, please shoot me an email with the suggestion. I'd love to hear it. I'm definitely open to suggestions. So I know Eric's got a good throttle that he picked up recently. He really likes. But not so sure that's the route I want to take. Haven't decided yet. Okay, so we're in the hole. We're entering into the hole now. We're going to continue to descend to 2,000 feet. I'm just looking at something on my phone right now. If I can find it. Alright, so it looks like it entered into the hold just fine. So we're going to see how it goes when it's time to exit the hold. We'll see how that works out. $1 is like 4 Turkish, what is that, liras? Well, so Yusef, yeah, I'm always a little weary about asking for donations. I don't mind asking, but I'm a little, I try to be careful about it. So ultimately, a good throttle is going to cost anywhere from, what do you guys think? It's going to cost anywhere from $400 to $700, unless you want to go like unless I was going to go to the, you know, the motorized ones that actually move on their own with auto throttle and all that. But dog tag. Yeah, we're going to Pensacola. Cool one. So, you know, when it comes to donations, Yusuf, if you are able and willing and want to donate, then, you know, donate whatever you feel, you know, not only what you feel is appropriate, but what you can afford, right? So I don't want somebody to give me, you know, $50 and they don't have $50. So if you're able, then, you know, please, by all means, donate. And if not, don't worry about it. I don't want anybody to think I'm trying to get on here and beg for money or anything like that. That's not what I do. So, but I do appreciate that, you know, George brought it up and was offering, so. Dog tag. Yeah, I'm gonna build a new system too soon as well, and I actually have an idea that I think is gonna be pretty cool. When I build my new system, I think that what I'm gonna do is I'm going to give away my current system. That's what I think I'm gonna do. But if I do a giveaway on my current system, it's only gonna be, the only ones that'll be eligible will be sponsors, and that's just because they're already providing you know, monetary assistance to the channel, so it's only appropriate. So that's not to discount anybody else or anything like that, but, you know, this is a $3,000 computer system. If I'm going to give it away, it's got to, you know, there's got to be some perks, right? Throttle Tech, I don't even know if I've heard of them, Michael. Can you shoot me an email with a link? I'd appreciate it. Again, Yusuf, I'm not asking you to donate the entire amount of money for a new throttle. That's a lot of money, bud. Oh goodness. Okay, so we're in the hold here. Let me I'm gonna roll these throttles back quite a bit more, and let's go ahead and get a little further down on the descent, but I'm also gonna slow our speed down. I'm gonna bring our speed down around 210 knots. That's too slow. There we go, 210 knots. Hold an auction. That'll get you a throttle and more. Yeah, but I gotta build the new computer first, cool one. Oh, I love it. Hold an auction, he says. Yeah, just auction it off. That's not a bad idea, actually, now that I think about it. Holding an auction, and then, you know, if I held an auction for this computer, though, the money would go, the bulk of the money would go to some form of charity. I don't want to hold an auction and keep that. Because that would probably bring in a pretty penny, and I just wouldn't want to keep all that money. Now look at what it's doing here. Is it leaving the hold? Like, what's it doing? Look at this. I mean, it's supposed to still be in the hold, right? But instead it's just circling back around. The less can go to charity? What do you mean, cool one? I'm trying to figure out why this thing's circling back to hedge bob here. That's kind of weird. So it should hold, it should follow this racetrack, but instead it just, look at what it did, it just cut inside here. That's weird. Why is it doing that? That's not Pensacola right there, I don't think. Oh, maybe it is. I mean, we are at 13,000 feet still. Yeah, I think that's Pensacola right there, isn't it, guys? No, Pensacola's up here. There's no way that's Pensacola. That's Pensacola up here. Well, it entered the hold fine, but it's not flying the hold properly, that's for sure. Yeah, I mean, maybe cool one, but again, I still got to build a new system first anyway, and that's going to be a while. So, give me a private back channel, I want it. Well, maybe I'll just sell it to you, George. Oh, that's funny. Oh, man, it gets so warm in this office, I'll tell you what. Oh, you would, you little bugger. My cord for my microphone got caught on something as I tried to walk across the room and turn on the fan there. Alright, there we go. Okay. So, still in the hold, and that's fine. And I'm gonna stay in the hold until... And I'm going to just bring those throttles back some more. I'm going to stay in the hold until we reach 2,000 feet. You know, so again, we changed it up. We weren't so much concerned about reaching the altitude by the time we got here because we knew we were going into the hold, so I wasn't too worried about it. That's what a hold is, Yusuf. We fly in circles. Yeah, see, we still got 7,500 pounds of fuel, and this guy's saying 405. So I don't know if that's saying how much fuel we need to get from where we're at to KPNS or what, but it's kind of weird the way that is. So the best question for a pilot to ask is always, what's it doing now? What's what doing now? So Captain Nabs over on Twitch is saying the best question for a pilot to ask is always, what's it doing now? So I'm assuming you mean what's the airplane doing now? There's nothing wrong with this system, Yusuf, but I'm ready to upgrade. That's all. Until I finish my sandwich. I didn't go get a sandwich yet. Wow, that's pretty cool there. Cool one. I don't know if Joe's on here. Joe's one of the channel sponsors too. He does that. He does a racing league, an online racing league. I'm assuming that you meant that airport, not the air poet. So that's a federal prison now? That's funny. So one of these airfields down below us is now a federal prison, according to Kevin. And Kevin lives out there, so he would know. Alright, are we below 10,000 yet? We are, actually. So let's get those landing lights on. See what happens when I don't pay attention. Passenger signs are on, looking good there. Okay, so this checklist is good. Let's take a look at our before. Shouldn't there be an approach checklist? No, there's not. Okay, but I've got an approach checklist, which is altimeter set, which we haven't done yet. Boy, I'm just a soup sandwich right now, aren't I? Altimeter's 3043. Probably should have done that, huh? 3043. And you can see we're descending pretty quick now. I mean, so we're looking good. We're fine. Okay, so altimeters are set now. APU and bleed set. So I think the APU is supposed to come on for landing, maybe? I don't know. I'm leaving it off. I'm not turning it on right now. Just not doing it. It's not, doesn't seem right to me. Flight attendants advise passenger signs are on. Thrust reversers need to be armed. See if we can get a look from here. Thrust reversers armed. There we go. Landing gear lever is not going to be down yet. Slats and flaps is indicated. Okay, so all of that is basically a landing checklist. So that takes care of approach and landing checks. And I think we're golden there. So, what are we at altitude-wise? Still coming down a little bit here, huh? What was our, it's 230. We can take all the way to flaps 20. So let's go to flaps 8 for now. There we go. Let me scoot my chair in here and start getting ready for this, because when the time comes, we're gonna be busy. Alright, let's see how it exits the hold here. I mean, are we still too high? We're still at 5,000 feet. I don't know. Rate of descent's 2,000 feet per minute. I think we'll probably be alright. Our speed needs to come down more, though. We need to come down to 180 knots now. And now I'm going to use spoilers. So what I'm going to do is, we'll bring out some spoilers. And you can see now the nose is coming down quick. There we go. Let's leave those there and let's see about exiting this hold now. So I think we can just put in Tiggle right here. Execute. And we're golden. So now we're headed to Tiggle. Which we're a little off course from because for some reason it wouldn't let us hold at the appropriate altitude. So we're watching for Tiggle on here, right? So if we zoom that out a little bit, you'll see there's Tiggle dead ahead. Fantastic. And I'm gonna close the chat window over here temporarily, guys, so that I can pay attention to my approach here. Yeah, checklist come with it. And cold and dark, just go to Dave and select aircraft state and then cold and dark. Alright, so at Tiggle we need to be at 1700. There we go, 1700. That thing's glitching a little bit. There we go.
Terrain.
Shush on the terrain. Bring that out, I think we're alright. And then let's go over here to Dave real quick. And let's check our V speeds again. Let's make sure these are set. So 134, so plus 5 is 139 on the VREF. Let's go ahead and drop that landing gear. Start bringing in some speed, or some thrust. Next setting of flaps as well.
Terrain.
And we're just going to hold 1700 until we get to Tiggle. I went down to 1700 a little early. That's my bad.
Terrain. Terrain.
Why does it keep telling me terrain? I got landing gear down and flaps out. Shut up about the terrain. Where's the terrain switch? Is it up here?
Terrain.
Get my speed real quick.
Terrain.
Where's the ground proximity stuff? I can't find it right now. I know I've seen it before though. Ah. There's a way to... There's a ground proximity inhibit switch somewhere. I'll bet it's up here, isn't it?
Terrain.
High power, horn. This one here.
Terrain.
I'm not seeing it. Ground proximity, there we go. Turn it off. I just clicked it to turn it off.
Terrain. Terrain.
Oh, just another thing that doesn't work, huh? Great.
Terrain.
Whatever.
Terrain.
Come on, shut up already.
Terrain.
That doesn't work. That doesn't work.
Terrain.
I mean, why do you even have it listed on there if it doesn't work? I guess we're gonna have to listen to that the rest of the way. Yeesh.
Terrain.
Okay. Alright. We're looking alright here though. Let's go ahead and get that next setting of flaps in. There we go. And one more time, what did we say our ref speed was? 139. Okay, track hour coming on, little jump. There we go. So I can't see the chat right now, guys, just so you know, because over on that screen I've got my chart up. So 1700 at Tiggle, and then descending from there. So we're looking for a ground speed of around 140 knots, which is going to actually work out just about perfect, because that's our approach speed. Yeah, I went down to 1700 way too soon, though. That's alright, though. Not too shabby. And I'll take the autopilot off when we get there. Anything in the chat that I missed? Yeah, and a CRJ, Tony. Finally, it shut up. Yeah, I know, right? Terrain. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Glad you told me that there was a terrain warning. Alright. Doing alright here. Speed's actually going up a little bit. I need to come back down. That's looking good. Oh, look at that. See, one of my throttles. That's that throttle number 2. That's why I have to get new throttles, guys. Did you see what it did there? Throttle number 2 went all the way down. Ah, that's so obnoxious. Alright, should be on glide slope here shortly. Let's go ahead and take the autopilot off. Wow, I'd like to go to the right there and bring that speed down, nose down a little bit, and the last setting of flaps coming in. She wants to climb right now. There's the speed coming down. Oh boy, that trim works, guys. Let me tell you right now, that trim really works. Like fast. So go easy on the trim settings, huh? Okay, a little more thrust in there. There we are, right about 140. Looking pretty good, actually, except that we're a little right of course. Okay, bring those throttles back a little bit, trying to keep that speed around 140. We got just a little fast there, and we're descending at just a slightly higher rate than we want to. There we go, right around 750 is where we want to be. Looking pretty good here, guys. So spoilers are on auto, so we should be good there. Looks like we're on the glide slope, so we're looking pretty good on that. Just trying to watch the speed and get those throttles to settle where I want them. Boy, that rate of descent went high all of a sudden. I think the throttles are a little slow to respond. Almost there, though. And perfect timing, my beautiful wife brought me pizza. Yeah, that's right, guys. I told you I was going to have some pizza when I was done here. Oh, good times. Yeah, see, I think the throttles are, the engines are a little slow to respond, maybe, so you kind of have to really stay ahead of them and watch that speed, because we're a little fast now. Just a little. So I'm bringing the throttles back down, but having a hard time getting the speed coming, but now it's starting to come down. It also doesn't help that we can barely see that thing, so... Alright, looking good though. We're on glide slope. So we're just going to hold this. Speed's coming right in there really nicely. Let's fly it on down. Short runway too.
200.
Boy, that is short.
100.
Little bumpy.
50. 40. 30. 20.
Come on.
10.
Minus 89 feet per minute. Bring in the reverse thrust.
2,000.
Come on. Okay. That button's clearly not working for reverse thrust, but that one is. That sucks.
1,000 feet remaining.
Alright, we got her slowed down though. Woo, not too shabby, huh? Do I get a little love there, guys? Do I get a little love? Anybody? Anything? She's always watching the stream. Alright. Flaps coming up. Spoilers, they were on auto, so up around the corner here, let's get these bad boys off. Leave the taxi lights on. Bring in just enough thrust to get going there. Let's get the APU fired up. Maybe. Ah, stop it. Continuous ignition can go off now. I don't see any need for that. Alright, and let me take a look here at my after landing checks. APU as required, transponder on to standby, so we can do that by just clicking that guy, right click it once to standby. And what else here? Flaps are up, lights and strobes, I forgot the strobes. Strobes are this one, there we go, strobes off. And probes off as well. Probe heat's got to come off, but let me get around the corner here first. No, it went quiet because I was changing charts over here, just so you know. Okay, so we are all the way down here at B6. We need to take this all the way down to the other end. Fantastic. Strobes are off. What was the other one? Oh yeah, the probe heat needs to come off. And that one is... We're going to probably need to change views for that. Probe heat is these two. We had to change views because I didn't know where it was. Alright, there's the track IR back on. We are on the ground. We're going to take this all the way to the end to the terminal. So back over to the comments over here. Hey, thanks Robert. I appreciate it. No love for what, Scotty? That wasn't bad. Minus 89 feet, huh? Yeah, no dirt on this one. And we didn't overrun the runway either. Yeah, that one was pretty smooth. I like that one. Thanks, Kevin. Thanks for requesting the flight, man. This turned out to be a good one. I had a good time on it. I've got, what's today? Thursday? Two vacation days left, and I lost 2 in the middle because of the government shutdown. That stunk. But it is what it is, right? Such is life sometimes. The APU up and running. It is fantastic. Man, I'm about to take a bite of this pizza now. I'm going to eat a piece of pizza while taxiing. Oh yeah, that's good pizza, fellas. I'm going to tell you right now. Good stuff. That's because it's default scenery, Yusuf. Default always looks terrible. Man, that's good pizza. Hold on, I need another bite. Oh yeah, that's really good. It's stuffed crust with bacon, Canadian bacon, sausage, and black olives, mushrooms, and pineapple. Absolutely delicious. Amazing stuff right there. There is a payware for Pensacola actually. Kevin pointed me towards it, but I just don't have the money right now. It's just a money thing. So it looks really nice actually, from SXAD I think it was. Oh yeah, there you go. Kevin just said it. SXAD. Yeah, the track IR is letting you know, right? Hold on, I need another bite. Hold on. Oh yeah. I'm gonna have to get some more of that pizza, man. That's good, guys. Anybody coming? Nope. Anybody coming over there?
Approaching.
Nope.
1.
We'll cross. T Victor B, amazing landing, mate. Little float though. T Victor, yeah, she floated just a tiny bit, not too bad though. So thank you for the compliment. So that's over on Twitch, guys. T Victor's over on Twitch. Hey TK, thanks for doing that. I really appreciate it. Calm yourself, Michael. Calm yourself. Pineapple goes delicious on pizza. Thanks, George. I appreciate it, man. I don't drink Coke. Captain Mac cough, Captain Mac chew. That's how it goes, right? Can we pull in right here? Does that go all the way? Oh yeah, it does. Okay. Alright. Kind of a long taxi, but not too bad, right? That was a pretty good landing. Short runway, so yeah, I floated it just a little bit, but not too bad. Still got her stopped on that short runway, so glad for that. Donate Captain Mac Pizza Fund. No, I don't need a pizza fund, just a throttle fund. There's a United plane parked where the only jetway is at this default scenery. That's right, we'll park around the side there. Actually, let's bring her to a stop real quick. Track car coming off, big jump, there we go. And the little chop there, let me find gate. 8 suitable parkings. Gate 1 to gate 3. Let's go gate 3. I don't need to follow me. American Airlines. And now I'm looking for all the stuff popping up, and I'm not seeing it. Where's all the goodies popping up? Now we gotta hop out here, and I thought maybe they'd pop up right in front of us, but I guess not. Where are they at? I don't see any of the... Is that them right there? Oh yeah, there we go, okay. That's where we're going. Track hour coming back on. There we go. You just couldn't see them because they're hidden behind the building there. Alright, here we go. You know what, Kevin? I appreciate that offer, but I would rather pay for it, to be honest with you. So, I understand it doesn't need a key code, but, you know, somebody took the time to make that scenery, and, you know, that's a means for them to make some money, and I don't want to take that away from them. So, I really appreciate that offer. But I'll wait until I can purchase the scenery. I think I'd prefer to do that. It looks like we should be going right here, right, guys? Yeah, I think so. Spoiler and air brakes are the same. Yes, they are. You should always arm spoilers on approach. However, in the CRJ, you arm them and leave them armed for the entire flight. Yeah, it looks like that's where we're going. I wonder if they got a guy to guide us in over there or not. You might hear some screaming in the background because my children apparently are losing their minds. Oh, you know what? Never mind. They already lost them. That's pretty typical for them. Okay, how we looking here? Yeah, it looks like... Oh yeah, he's standing up on a ladder there. Why is he up on a ladder though? I don't need you on a ladder for this one. Ugh. You know, he stands on the ground when you're in a 747 and you can't see him, but when you're in a little CRJ, he's up on a ladder. That makes perfect sense. Alright, let's see if we can get her parked here. What? Why'd you stop all of a sudden? I was doing just fine. Alright, that's going to be good enough for us, guys. APU's up and running, so click on this guy and then pull the throttle back. No, try that again. Click. There we go. And then I guess you kind of click on the throttle, actually. So click, click. There we go. That shuts down the engines. Track hour coming off. A little jump. There we go. Let's get those guys off. We don't need those right now. And let's go ahead and get that parking brake set. There we go, fantastic. And let's look at our shutdown check. Chocks and brakes as required. Let's go ahead and throw the chocks out there. So ground services and maintenance, let's put wheel chocks on. Try that again. Okay, why are you not putting wheel chocks on? Or ground power, or ground air. I shut the engines down. Oh, interesting. So it won't let me now? I mean, the engines are shut down, yeah? Oh, they're not quite done shutting down. Whatever, that's ridiculous. One more time. On. No, nothing. Okay, fine, whatever. So we're gonna leave those as is. Electric set, so coming up top here, the gens can stay on. Boost, the pumps can come off, that's fine. Maybe that's what we need for the chocks, I don't know. You know what, I'm done messing with it, I don't really care. Thrust levers are shut off, seatbelt signs can come off. They're in front of my face, as always. Let's go ahead and grab GSX here and request deboarding. And let's open the doors. Doors, main exit open, forward and aft cargo. Open. And let's open the service door too. And then stairs, stair railings up. We're using stairs, okay. Now I'll bet it'll let us though, watch. Wheel blocks on. Nope, still won't let us. Okay, whatever. Moving on. Anti-ice off. That's up here. So anti-ice the off position. Oh, well, it was still off. Okay, so fine. Windshield heat can go to low. That's fine. We don't need that. Probes are already off, so we're good on those. Hydraulics can come off. Excuse me. Captain Mac cough coming in there for you. Beacon light off. We got the strobe light up, that's good. And then nose wheel steering switch also comes off. That's this one over here. Stop beeping at me. I know everything's shutting down. That's the way we want it. And ladies and gentlemen, that's going to wrap it up for this one. What is with the... I turned my lights off, so I don't know why you get these huge bright lights on here. It's ridiculous. Why is that door open? Did I open that door too? Come on. Let's go back to doors real quick. Main exit open. That's the service door, that's why. I'm an idiot. Okay, there we go. Alright, so passengers are offloading now, and that's going to wrap it up for this one, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, Kevin, what do you think of my new emojis there? I like those. They look pretty good, right? I don't know if I'll be able to fly tomorrow or not, Yusuf, but if I do, it probably won't be to New York because I got quite a list of flight requests in already that I need to get to. However, if you'd like to request a flight, go on to the Mac Air forums and put in a request. Taxi light's off, isn't it? Check you out, Kevin. Look at you. Kevin giving a $10 donation. Oh, thanks, Kevin. I appreciate that, man. That was awesome. Thank you very much. That was super nice of you. I bet you're right on the taxi light thing. Guys, do me a favor and... yep, you're right. Taxi light. Do me a favor and thank Kevin down there, not only for requesting this flight, but for that donation that he just gave, which is really awesome, man. That's fantastic. Thank you very much. And thanks to all you guys. I'm not going to stop bragging about how good my pizza is, Jody. But thanks to all you guys. I really appreciate you joining me on this flight. It was a good time. I had a lot of fun. Learned a lot after yesterday's flight. So, you know, I think I'm almost at that point where I'm ready to do a full flight tutorial on this. So I'm probably going to be putting that out pretty soon. And again, Yusuf, maybe not tomorrow to New York. I have a long list of flight requests that are priority over yours right now. So... But if you go on to if you're a member of Mac Air, go on the forums, put in a request for a flight over there, or you can try and contact me on Facebook and get a request in for a flight there. Either or works for me. So, I appreciate all you guys joining me. It was a lot of fun. I had a great time, as I always do. This will be uploaded as a video sometime before the end of the day. I have to wait till it completely processes. So, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. If you guys haven't already done so, please do so now. We're up, like I said, close to 6,000 subscribers. You guys are fantastic. I really appreciate every one of you. And, yeah, I just can't say enough about my subscribers, man. You guys are awesome. You really are. So thank you very much. Don't forget that you can like us on Facebook. Again, I communicate with folks over there, put pictures up and stuff like that on occasion. So be sure to like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. All of my videos, not live streams, I think. I don't know, though. They should automatically go to Twitter. And then follow us on Twitch. We got some folks watching over there right now. So follow us on Twitch at CaptainMac3588. That is going to wrap it up for this one, ladies and gentlemen. As always, keep the blue side up, unless otherwise instructed by ATC. God bless you all. Thank you once again, and have a fantastic day.